All right, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody had a good evening last night. We back this morning talking this boxing. Hold on one second. As usual, you know I got to make sure I check the volume. I was going to say volume. Let me check it out. Hold on one second. All right, we're in effect. We are in effect. Hey, and by the way, hit that like button. We got 11 people in here, 9 likes. Let's hit the like button. Robert Robles, fresh in the morning. What's going on? Say, here's some color early morning, helping the channel, brother. That means a lot, brother. Thank you so much for helping the channel. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, man. Robert Robles in the building. Terry Schmoot, what's happening, man? Just a fan said, good morning to all. Positive vibes going out on Friday. Yeah, man, need the positive vibes. How did Charlo do one interview and shift all the negative attention from himself to Canelo? Because this fight sucks. That's what it is. Because the fight sucks. And there's not a lot of people that are very fair in the world. You know what I mean? Because this fight sucks. That's why he's getting criticized, because the fight, well, honestly, because the fight sucks. I think people are misinterpreting what Mike Tyson said. Mike Tyson's like, how are you going to get these guys in the ring with you? You need to jump in their chest, do this, that, and the other thing. He didn't talk bad about the man. Like, I had people in my comment section talking about, man, Mike Tyson called Charlo a bitch, was like, man, you need to fight somebody, man. Stop ducking everybody. You know what I mean? Cats take license with what the man said. But whatever, man. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. All I'm saying is stay consistent. Stay consistent. If that's what you think, be consistent with it and let it apply to everybody. You know what I mean? If somebody's getting ducked, because I find it real funny that certain people who shall remain nameless always crying about people ducking and getting ducked. And that's why this person can't get a fight, is because he's getting ducked. He's getting ducked. He's getting ducked. But then when other people get ducked, it's their fault. You know what I mean? And then it's, are we going to, how you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to hold yourself accountable because, you're the one, you're the problem. You're the reason these other guys won't fight you. You know what I mean? You need to do something different. You need to go somewhere else. You need to drop your championship belt. You need to go up a weight class. You need to do this and that, right? However, if their guy's getting ducked, then it's the other guy's fault. The other guy's scary and he's afraid and he's looking away to have some other fighters save him from the inevitable defeat. You know what I mean? It just depends. It depends on just like most with everything else in boxing. Do you support that fighter or do you not support that fighter? That's the way that I see it, because that's the way that it's applied pretty much across the board. What's good for the goose ain't good for the gander in boxing. You know what I mean? What's good for the goose ain't good for the gander. If it's my guy doing it, I'm fine with it. If it's somebody else guy doing it, I'm not fine with that. That's what I see constantly taking place. But that's all right. I'll bounce between it. My man, Charles Stevens said, what's up, Fanon? I'm chilling, man. Ringside with LCD in the building. What's happening? Money Team said Tyson was telling Charlo to step up in competition. What's going on, Money Team? What he was telling him was, you need to get out and call guys out, make them fight you. That's what he said. Make them fight you. You got to be old school with it. You got to go up. You got to slap them in their face. You got to knock on their door. What Mike Tyson was saying was that other guys are not fighting him. He was acknowledging that. And then he told him what he should do about it. That's it. And he said, I want to see you fight Benavidez. And he said, I don't have a problem fighting Benavidez, but I'm not calling people out and all that. Most of that conversation with that was around calling people out. I saw the interview, man. Don't lay into it. Don't lay into it now. But anyway, or lay into it. It doesn't make me a difference. Whatever. I'm trying to tell you, we're the ones that are losing. We're the ones that lose out. I don't know what the man was supposed to do. And I don't know what the man was supposed to do. If you get turned down by Canelo Alvarez and then you get turned down by Jaime Munguia and you have to have a fight date, what are you supposed to do? You either fight whoever you can get to fight you, or you don't fight at all. and the man is just not supposed to earn a living? I don't get it, man. But I do understand why people want to see him fight somebody else. You know what I mean? But like I said, hey, man, just make sure you hold the same standard to other fighters. And I've been saying that. Just hold, if that's the standard, hold everybody else to that standard. All right? If you got a fighter that you want to see fight somebody, and that fighter's not getting the fights, tell that man to leave his weight class and go fight somebody in a higher weight class and shut up. If that's what you're going to say to Jermall Charlo, then say it to anybody else that is not getting a fight that you want to get. If you are a Terrence Crawford fan and you want Errol Spence Jr. to fight him, but he's not got the fight yet, shut up and tell Terrence Crawford to move up and wait and go fight Jermall Charlo. And if Jermall Charlo won't fight him, tell him to shut up again and tell him to move up there and fight Jermall Charlo. Go fight Jermall Charlo. If Jermall Charlo won't fight him, tell him shut up and go fight Jermall Charlo. It's not their problem that they don't want to fight you. It's your problem that they don't want to fight you. Right? Isn't that how we doing it now? If that's how we doing it, let's do it like that. And do it like that. And I don't mind. You know what I mean? I don't mind. Trust me, I will be perfectly happy. If Shakur Stevenson could not get a fight with Oscar Valdez, shut up, Shakur. Shut up, Shakur. I don't care if he's ducking you or not. So what? It's your job to make somebody to get that fight done. So you didn't get that fight done. Move up to 135 pounds and fight Gervonta Davis. If Gervonta Davis doesn't fight you, shut up. Move up to 140 pounds and fight Josh Taylor. And it's on you if they don't want to fight you. Right? Just be consistent across the board with what you're saying. And then there's no problem. But if you're going to say Jermall, you need to step up your competition, despite the fact that he's trying to step up his competition and the competition won't fight him, then and you say, okay, move up and fight Benavidez or move up and fight Beterbiev, just hold that, just be the same for everybody. That's all I'm saying. And criticize everybody. That's cool. No worries. But look, man, don't cry me a river about your fighter if your fighter ain't getting fights and you know your fighter's getting ducked. It's just your fighter's fault. They should do something different. They should go away and shut up and go fight somebody else, right? If that's the conclusion with Jermall Charlo, apply that to everybody. And I'm telling you, y'all don't apply that to everybody. You apply that to certain people, the media in large and other people that I've listened to, apply that selectively to fighters, right? And that's just real. Errol, they didn't apply that to Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder did it now, to his credit. He just shut up and went on and fought somebody else. He was fortunate to be able to get it because he had only one. He had a championship belt and all those other guys had nowhere else to go. But let me say what's up to everybody. My bad. Gilbert Jimenez said, good morning, boxing family. Let's get ready for another great show for Not Always Delivers. Thank you, brother. Big Block in the building. Jay Spence, Mike Cardonis, Malcolm Allen. What's happening, brother? Howard Vance, what's good, bro? Giovanni Walker, my man. Mr. M. Pride, Terry Schmoot. Dr. Lede, what's happening with you? Black Fonz. Be easy in the building. Man, what's going on? Thanks God. Yeah, thank God it's Friday this morning, man. $7 Rothschild in the building. Quincy, what's going on, man? Big Block, KO Boxing Breaking News in the building. Tevin Smith, we all. Donito Lopez, what's happening with you, Donito? I'm sure we'll be arguing about something today. What's going on, Robert Robles in the military? His losses are in decisions. Okay, he's dangerous. Look, man, no, he's not. Look. No, he's not dangerous. And he's not dangerous. He's not named. He's not dangerous. I don't even know what to say, bro. Chris J said, keep doing your thing, Big Fanon. Thank you, brother. Robert Rose said, hey, Fanon, people are worried that they are friends. Boxing is a business, and they'll still be friends after it. Richard and gets. Oh, you talking about with the Errol and Jermall? Yeah, I ain't trying to hear it. If they're in the same weight class, they should fight each other. That's just what it is to me. You know, I don't really care about all that friendship stuff. Their friendship ain't my business. And dog, there's too few good fights going around for cats to be able to say, yeah, you're my friend. I don't care, man. Jermall and Errol Spence Jr. would be a hell of a fight. And I would love to watch it. And since I'm a boxing fan, that's what I want. I don't care if they're friends. People, I did that video yesterday, man. People were like, well, you know it's never going to happen because they're friends. Yeah, I got that. It don't matter, Zach Rich. Other people with same trainers have fought before. Okay? Other fighters with the same trainer have fought before. That's their trainer. I couldn't care less. Derrick James can make up his mind about who he's representing. I don't care. Like, seriously, man, what difference does that make me? I know it's not, look, no, don't get me wrong. I know it's not going to happen. But, and I'm not super duper pressing for it because I know what it is. Yeah, but how do you expect them to go all out if they're friends? Dude, they're professionals. They're professionals. They'll go all out. Hey, what do you mean? You think they're going to pull punches? Come on, man. Yeah, I know, but y'all don't want that fight to happen. I want to see the fight. It's a good fight. You cannot tell me that's not a good fight, man. You can't tell. First of all, they're one weight class apart from one another. They're both world shape. One guy's got 3 belts. The other guy may have, the other guy's going for 4 belts. Another guy's is going for 3 belts. They're right next to each other. Come on, man. That is just an obvious fight that people would want to see. It's obvious. It's as obvious as Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. If Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford were friends, I wouldn't care about that either. I would be like, man, y'all need to fight. No joke. And plus, what do I care if they're friends? However, I understand that it's not happening. Oh, Zach Rich, I know it's not happening. Don't get me wrong. I know it's not happening. I know it's not happening. All I'm doing is expressing my opinion. When Tyson Fury said that, when Mike Tyson said that, I was like, you're 100% right, man. Make that fight. It's like, man, what if you friends, you fight? What do you mean? If you friends, you fight, man. That's a huge, man. Come on, man. That's huge. That's a huge fight. Huge fight. Friends fight all the time, but the same stable. Yes, same stable. Sergey Deverenchenko and Daniel Jacobs. Sergey Deverenchenko and Daniel Jacobs were in the same stable. Same stable. Yes, sir. But yes, dog, it happens, man. You kidding me? Of course it happens. Usually they're the same. First of all, let's be straight with this. Same stable means the PBC. That's the stable. Okay? The stable ain't Derrick James' stable. Okay? The trainer there stay? I guess it is. Does the trainer have a stable? I don't think a trainer has a stable. I think the promoter has a stable. Okay? And yes, those guys fight out of this. People in the same stable fight each other all the time. Okay? Who's got the best stable in boxing? Matchroom? Matchroom had their own fighters fighting each other all the time. Absolutely, people fight out of the same stable. It's called an in-house fight. Who's giving up Derrick James? It would be, I don't know. I have a suspicion it would be Jermall Charlo, but I know they're not doing it. Hey, dog, trust me. I know it's a hard situation. I know they're not doing it. All I'm telling you is, look, man, there's a couple things that I don't agree with, man, and that are commonly said. Okay, and this is just me, right? It's just me. It's my opinion. You have your opinion. I have my opinion. A couple things that I do not agree with is, first of all, Errol not fighting Keith Thurman. I want to see that fight because it's a good fight. At the end of the day, I want to see good fights. All right? I want to see good fights. That's a good fight. Jermall and Errol fighting each other. That's a good fight. Okay? And I'm not really interested in the friendship stuff on the real, because basketball players got to play against friends. Golfers play against friends. Wrestlers wrestle against friends. Boxers box against friends in the amateurs. Boxers box against friends in the pros. I mean, it's your profession. It's your job. All right? That's your job. And my job is a spectator, and I want to spectate that. I'm being straight up with you. I want to spectate that. Herbert Johnson in the building, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for that support, bro. He said, what's up for 9 in the chat at work, chilling, just enjoying this great show, brother. Philly, Boots, EJ, man down all day, all day, every day. That's what's up. And throw Terrence Crawford in there too. And Bud, hashtag Bud. Dog, Bud is getting mad. God, dog, what's Bud gonna do? What's Bud gonna do? I am so anxiously anticipating what Bud is gonna do next. Seriously, man, that is like the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. Money Team, what did Money Team say? Klitschko brothers? Yeah, the Klitschko brothers were brothers. I don't know what you said that for, but the Klitschko brothers were literally brothers. That's different. You know what I mean? If you're at, like, I'm not saying Jermall and Charlo need to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? That particular instance, you're not going to be put in a situation like that. That's not the same thing. But Jermall Charlo met Errol Spence Jr. while they were boxing. Okay, they met each other and knew they were boxers. Come on, man. At a certain point, you just got it. I would love to see it anyway, man. Hey, the drop said, friends outside the ring, fighters inside the ring, plain and simple. Yeah, man, that's a rich man problem. I'm going to tell you. If they weren't rich, they wouldn't be talking that way. I'm going to tell you right now. If Errol Spence Jr. was hungry, if he was hungry and he had to go to, and he was like, man, I can't get no fights. Only fight I got is Jermall Charlo at 154. You better believe he'd take that fight. Be like, hey, man, sorry, man, we got to do it, brother. We got to do it. Hey, Robert Yaramillo, man, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for shaking them haters to the side, man. Says, salute for 9. Somebody in the chat says, Zerto versus Benavidez. I would love that. David would give him his first loss easily, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, man. I would love that, man. I would love that fight. Let me also tell you something here, too. Since we're talking about accountability, it is not Jermall Charlo's fault that David Benavidez lost his belt sniffing cocaine and missing weight. Okay? It ain't his fault that dude, the person that David Benavidez needs to be blaming for not getting these fights is David Benavidez. And I like David Benavidez. I was treating David Benavidez the same way I treat Jaron Ennis. That boy right there can fight. Definitely one of the top fighters in the world. Probably the best dude at 168 pounds. No doubt about it. But let me tell you something, man. Errol already said he would do it. Man, already said he would fight Jermall. Man, I hope he did. Anyway, look, man. No joke. That is on that man. I want to know why that falls off of him. Like, I listened to him talking the whole time. I'm like, man, dude, Canelo wouldn't be undisputed if you wouldn't have been on cocaine. If you would have made weight, Canelo wouldn't be undisputed at 168. He would have had to fight you. You were right where you needed to be, man. You sniffed that away, man. Don't go get him jumping down Jermall Charlo's deck. Oh, he's ducking me. Nigga, you sniffed your belt away. What are you supposed to do? Go drop his belt and fight you after you snorted yours away? Man, you better get up out of here, homie. Nah, I'm serious. I'm messing with him. But seriously, I'm serious though. I'm messing with you, but at the same time, I'm dead serious. Herbert Johnson said, my bad, big homie. But hey, yeah, there you go. Hey, man, thank you for that support, bro. Seriously, man. Hey, Fanan said, you an effing barbarian. That ain't right. I'm just trying to tell you. Because I'm tired of it, dog. Y'all laying out this nonsense, man. Sneakily. And I'm going to tell you what y'all doing, too. I know you cow-tied to them Canelo fans. Them Canelo fans on your necks, and you can't handle the heat. So you want to jump on Charlo for this fight. I know what it is. I see it. You're trying to get some of that Canelo fan love. on the back. You're trying to backdoor it. I know what y'all doing. Trying to be all kind of hypocritical with that man. But that's all right. We're going to ride tough for logic and fairness over here. All right? Logic and fairness. You cannot jerk. A man tries to fight the best competition, literally tries to fight the best guy there is there, right? The best guy turns him down. Then he tries to fight the #1 contender in his division. And you tell him he needs to step up his competition after they turn him down. What do you think that is? Fighting your #1 contender, undefeated fighter that is going for his championship in the second division, or a guy that many people think is the #1 pound for pound. That is a guy trying to step up his competition, obviously. They turn him down. He goes to a third option, and then you tell him he needs to step up his competition. Man, y'all just ain't fair, man. That's just not fair. Especially when you play Captain Saberhole in all kind of other situations. You know what I mean? Where you can say the same thing. Boxing Logic Unlimited said, peace and pugilism. These clowns don't understand Ali and Holmes were friends. They spar each other for free. Why not for money? Man, dude, let me tell you a story. Much love in that super chat, brother. Not just that. Muhammad Ali was really good friends with Bob Foster. And Joe Frazier was really good friends with Bob Foster, the 170-pound champion out of Texas, nicknamed the Sheriff. And they both fought him and knocked his ass out cold. Why? Because he couldn't get a big payday at light heavyweight. And they said, no worries, man, I'll move up and fight you. And financially made that man's career by knocking his ass out. And they didn't take it easy on him. They beat him like they beat him. They bopped that man up. However, he got that payday. Payday. And why? Because Bob Foster wanted that payday. And Ali said, hey, no worries, man. I'll give you that payday. Come on up here and get beat up. And that's what he did. No worries, man. They did it. But I'm telling you, the only reason that these fights ain't going to happen is because these guys are making that much money. That's it. They can be choosy when you're making all that, when you got all that money, man. Hey, is Jermall playing that friendship clause? Hey, say, sniffing coke don't make you gain weight. Hey, no. There were two different instances, Ramen. One, he sniffed cocaine and just lost his belt for testing positive for cocaine. And then the second time, he won his belt back, and then he lost his belt again because he missed weight going into a fight. That's why the WBC championship was vacant for Canelo to win. Come on, man. But now you want Jermall to go drop his belt up there and go fight him. But you don't think you're not holding Canelo's feet to the fire for not fighting that man for his own belt. A belt that man had, right? Seem familiar to you? It should sound familiar to certain people. I'm trying to tell you, should sound familiar. The whole logical structure of that should sound very familiar. But I know it doesn't. You know what I mean? 200 people don't know how to smash that like button. Oh, man, come on, man. Hit that like button, man. We got 300 people in the building, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button for me. We're having fun today. You said that name sounds familiar, Bob Foster. Yeah, Bob Foster, best light heavyweight ever. One of the best light heavyweights ever. The Sheriff, knockout artist at 175. Murking dudes at 175. Great boxer and all of that. Moved up because he couldn't get a big payday. Those guys up there, Ali and those guys making a ton of dough at the heavyweight division, and they gave him a fight just because of that. They knew he couldn't beat Ali. You know what I mean? So Ali just whooped him up, took his money. Rick said, Fanon, one of not the best. I'm one of not the best. Hey, thanks, man. That's a nice insult. I'm one of not the best. One of, if not the best. Oh, yeah, you said one of, hey, put an if in there, man. I'd appreciate that. Michael Spinks was not better than Bob Foster, bro. Get up out of here, man. Michael Spinks was not better than Bob Foster. Bob Foster was the dude, man. Bob Foster was that guy. Anyway, Gilbert Jimenez said, you guys are here every day and can't hit that like button. Man, hit that like button, man. You know they trying to chintz me, man. Anyway, Keith Knowles said, good day, Fanon. 283 in the building, 87 likes. Julian Jackson, power hook that button. Yes, man, hit that like button, man. But more importantly than them like buttons, man, much love to all y'all that support in the Super Chat and the Cash App. I really appreciate you guys' ongoing support that keeps the channel rolling and keeps these haters very, very, very unhappy, man. What's going on, seen and unseen by says, salute OG, the Megalodon, and to the chat. Shout out to the chat, bro. Larry Lopez said Devin Haney's getting screwed. No, he's not. Devin Haney needs to move up and weight. He needs to hold himself accountable, and he needs to move up and weight. Period. He needs to fight top competition, man, and move up and weight. That's it. It's not his fault. That's his fault that Kambosos won't fight him. It's his fault that Lomachenko wouldn't fight him. It's his fault that Teofimo wouldn't fight him. Hey, man, you got to move up and weight. You got to go fight. Hey, man, you better go challenge Josh Taylor. And if Josh Taylor don't fight you, you got to go up to 147. That's on you. You got to hold yourself accountable, man. You got to hold yourself accountable. I'm trying to tell you, y'all don't like that, man. I'm telling you, man. I'll be listening. Y'all don't like that consistency. Robert Robles said, you give every fighter, no matter the race, respect. Oh, absolutely, man. I do. Thanks, Robert, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. SLG said, keep in mind, Charlo started in on David and ducked after he responded. First of all, SLG, much love in the super chat. That's not how I recall that. Okay? That is not how I recall that. I do not recall Jermall saying, hey, I want to fight you, David. I want to fight David. Or did he was asked after David Benavidez said he wanted to fight Jermall Charlo, that he would break his neck, is what he said. Something like that. However, let's just get to the bare bones of it. That man is at 168 pounds. That man with no belts, no nothing. That man over there is at 160 pounds with a championship belt. Okay? If Jermall Charlo wants to stay at 160 pounds and defend his championship, that is his right to do it, and can't nobody say nothing bad about it. Okay? If you do, like I say, be consistent. Anybody in a weight class above you that starts calling you out, you got to go and fight him unless you got to go fight that guy that is calling you out from weight classes above you. Just be consistent, okay? And I certainly hope fighters start doing that. I really start hoping that Deontay Wilder goes out and calls out Bivol. Say, hey, Bivol, hey, Bivol, I'm coming out. I want to fight Bivol, right? Or Canelo. Canelo goes fights Makabu at cruiserweight. I hope the minute he gets there, Deontay Wilder's like, I'm meeting you at cruiserweight. I'm calling you out. I'm going to fight you at cruiserweight. I'm going to make 200 pounds. I'm calling you out. And if Canelo don't take that Deontay Wilder fight, he's a duck. Come on, man. But that's all right. If that's what you want to do that. I'm just saying keep it consistent, right? Just keep it consistent. Javier Martinez in the building. Fanon, I'm paying tuition. Keep up the great work. Thank you, brother. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support, bro. That's all I'm saying. Would somebody like to counter me on that? Would somebody like to counter me on that? Like, you know what I mean? Somebody like to, debunk me on that? If you hold Charlo to it, hold everybody to it. Okay? If you holding Charlo to it, hold everybody to it. And I'm telling you, your favorite fighter, you may actually have to criticize your favorite fighter. You will. Several of them. Because ducking, you know Charlo is killing homework. Yeah, I do. These are not men. He should beat these guys. Absolutely, I know he should beat these guys. He's a very, very good fighter. He's a very, very good fighter. Absolutely, positively, I know he's going to beat. I don't know it, but I believe he's going to beat Maurice Selecki. However, I will say about Selecki, I do think that it is going to be an awkward fight for him because Selecki can fight. So I believe it'll be an awkward fight for him that Jermall Charlo will win. Absolutely. I don't think that that's a super top level fight, but I don't think that about Bivol and Canelo either. I think Canelo's going to beat Bivol. No worries. I don't think it's any better a fight, personally. I don't think Canelo and Bivol are any better a fight when you get into the ring than Selecki and Charlo is. Relative to their skill set, it's the same thing. That dude ain't doing nothing with Canelo. You know what I mean? It's just a fight I already know the outcome of. I already know the outcome of Selecki. It's just what it is. And yeah, I do think that he's fight. But at the same time, when you're a top-level fighter, there's only a couple guys that can beat you. Really. There's only a few that are even out there that can beat you. Usually two or three fights to be made. At 160 pounds where Charlo is, there's Gennady Golovkin there, and there was Demetrius Andrade, and there's Jaime Munguia. Right? At 168 for David Benavidez, there's David Morrell. There's David Morrell at 168 right now. Demetrius Andrade, who's at 168, and Canelo. At 175 pounds, there's Beterbiev, there's Ramirez, and there's Bivol. And at 175, that's about it. That's about it. So if, say, Beterbiev is trying to fight Bivol, but Bivol's fighting Canelo, and Bivol turns him down, and Beterbiev is trying to fight Ramirez, but Ramirez turns Beterbiev down, and he goes to fight Joe Smith, which he's fighting, and is an easy fight for him. You know, what you're supposed to say, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're not fair, if you're not looking at the specific circumstance going on, and you're just trying to find a way to criticize the guy, just have at it. However, I'm telling you that it happens to other people, and I just hear people having different standards for different people, right? None of those fights, like what is Canelo doing with those fights he had at 168? Those fights at 168, wouldn't you say that's homework, Christian? I mean, really, those are not difficult fights. None of those are all fights we knew this guy was going to win. All of them. None of the outcomes in any of those fights were in any real serious. There was no question about them. You know what I mean? No different than what you see with the Selecki fight with Charlo. There's really no question about it. It'd be a shock if the guy won. Same thing with Canelo and same thing with Canelo and Bivol. It'd be a shock if Bivol won that fight. A shock. It would be a shock if Callum Smith won, or Billy Joe Saunders won, or Rocky Fielding won, or Yildirim won. It'd have been an absolute shock. That's what a lot of fights are, man. There's only a few people that are fighting fights where it's like, wow, this guy, that's a tough competition. That's tough competition. That's tough competition. And honestly, the only guy that I can really think of that was fighting consistent tough competition purposefully was Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence Jr. Other than that, everybody else in boxing is fighting guys that you just know they're going to go through, with the exception of what's going on with Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson. And shout out to Oscar Valdez for taking that fight. But you tell me somebody in boxing is taking on a bunch of hard fights. Who? You know what I'm saying? Nobody is the answer to that. Nobody. Do you see consistently taking on high level hard fights? Christian Rodriguez, much love in that super chat. Christian, much love, brother. Thank you so much, bro. And man, it means a lot. Thank you so much for your support, man. Marvin Kennedy said, you have blood brothers that fight each other. You have oh, yeah. Oh, do you? I didn't know that. Marvin Kennedy, much love in that super chat, brother. But I wouldn't say that. I would never want to fight my brother. I would never, ever, ever want to fight my brother. And honestly, it's because I can't beat my brother up. I'm pretty confident about that. My brother's a bit of a killer when it comes to fighting. So I kind of know my limitations over there, dog. I have to beat him with a bat or something. So I have to pick something up. I have to pick something up with my brother. So I'm not about to play with that game. So I know full well, I ain't really into that. John Boy said, what up, family? What up, family? Let this Asian man speak. What's going on, brother? Always let that Asian man speak. John Boy, much love, man, in that chat, brother. Thank you so much for your support, bro. Dog, thank you so much for your support. Everybody in the super chat and the Cash App, y'all really making it go, bro. Thank you. And my man, Robert Robles says, hey, man, you be running behind a little bit, Robert. I'm going to go back to it, though. Marvin Hogan said, the twin is smart. No one is at 160. I wouldn't call out Halloween either. He's wasting his time, grow some balls, and go to 168. I love boxing, man. Up. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. You said I wouldn't call, nobody is, say it's smart. No one is at 160. I wouldn't call out Halloween either. He's wasting his time, growing some balls, and go to 168. Like, hey, man, I'm going to tell you what, too, though. Dude, that's a tough, y'all are really trying to throw him to the wolves with David Benavidez. Y'all trying to throw him to the wolves with David Benavidez. Like, dog, dude, David Benavidez, man, dog, come on, man. You better ask Canelo to fight that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Canelo's at the weight class with him and he won't fight that dude. Man, come on, man. My man, Robert Robles, I got you, brother. He said, you give every fighter, no matter the race, respect. Absolutely, bro. I try my best to do that, man. Brother Robert Robles, thank you so much for that support, bro. In that super chat, man. It is huge. And y'all are definitely make the day for me, brother. Thank you guys so much, man, for that, brother. Christian Rodriguez. All right, man, Christian. All right, Christian. I got you. All right, Christian, don't mess it up, brother. Please do not. Because I've not seen anything foul at you. So, hey, man, please do not screw me over. I'm just going ahead and I'm respecting you on that. Please don't screw me on that one. Mike Cardina said, y'all ain't hearing y'all tell Canelo to fight Biggs. Hey, man, dude, they trying to get, I'm going to be honest, man. Dog, y'all just want to get that dude. Nah, it ain't Rich Friday. Hell no, it ain't. I gave a Rich out, bro. Because I told him to come back, and he was right, I did. David Benavidez has not been tested, but I don't care, man. God dog, that dude is not an easy fight, man. David Benavidez is a monster, bro. David Benavidez is a monster. That dude is a monster, man. They try to throw him to the wolves. But I'm gonna tell you again, dog. I'm gonna repeat this because y'all treating that man foul, man. Man, much love in that super chat, brother. Christian Rodriguez, brother. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that for that 99, brother. Thank you so much for that support, bro. That means a lot, man. Thank you. Hey, my man Mark Cardin said that's why Canelo don't want none of that. Let's be honest. I mean, obvious, man. Look, dude. All I'm saying is be consistent, all right? And I'm going to repeat that. Dog, be consistent, be consistent, be consistent, all right? Don't come with one standard for your guy and then come with a different standard for somebody else. That is just, to me, that's just dishonest, man. And I can't respect, and honestly, man, I really can't respect that. And that's strong words from me because I really do try to respect people, but I can't respect that, man. You can't sit up there and tell somebody that is a victim of ducking, right? Like one guy is clearly getting ducked. 3 guys clearly getting ducked to death, right? Clearly getting ducked to death. And you support one guy, and anybody that won't fight him, you go to the end of the earth, calling him a duck, calling him all out his name. He's afraid. He's this, he's that. He's hiding here. He's hiding there. All of that. But when it's somebody else, dude, you just tell them, hey, man, toughen up and lead a weight class. Be responsible. Toughen up and lead a weight class. It's like, man, how do you not see these you know these situations are the same, but you purposely will purposely not hold the same people to this different people to the same standard, man. That ruins your credibility, man. Your credibility, after you do that, credibility's gone. It ain't worth the credibility. Ain't no one fighter worth your credibility like that. And I mean credibility as in I can actually believe what's coming out your mouth because I know you're not going to change the rules for somebody else. Robert Rose said, AOG, I believe boxing is first, friends is second. Oh, man, no doubt. No doubt. Much love in that super chat, Robert Rose. When you're talking about that, though, if you're getting on the Errol and the Jermall, the Errol and the Jermall, they both got big fish to fry. So we're not there yet. You know what I mean? They got other things in their way. They're really, where it's really not a hindrance to boxing yet. As we speak, it's really not a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we got 343 people in the building, 180 likes. Will y'all get the likes up over 300, man? Please. Charles Stevenson, that goes for both sides. Exactly. It does go for both sides. It does. You got that right. Goes for everybody. You ain't gonna tell me that I'm not that way. I am 100% consistent. I'm trying to tell you, I'm very, very consistent. You're not gonna catch me holding one guy to one standard and somebody else to another. If you can tell me where I've done that, let me know. Let me know where I've held 2 different people, where I have one standard for one only. Dillian White. Dillian White out, and I will admit that I do that with Dillian White. Dillian White, I'm just playing with. I'm having fun with Dillian White. Marvin Hawkins Jr. said, I'm talking about Boo Boo. Oh, Boo Boo is Halloween. Oh, okay. That's what's up. Thanks, Joe. I didn't know, bro. Yeah, you talking about Andrade. Okay, cool. Charlo sexual, dude. Let me tell you something, dummy. I don't even like Jermall Charlo like that. You're a dummy. I think Canelo's going to beat Jermall Charlo. I'm not big on Jermall Charlo. Never. Has anybody ever heard me pick Jermall Charlo to beat Canelo Alvarez? No. I'm not even a big Jermall Charlo fan. What trick are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Cornball. What am I talking about? Corny. What are you talking about, cornball? I don't even hardly like Jermall Charlo. And I'm being straight with you. I've never said I think Jermall Charlo, ever said I thought Jermall Charlo was going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Because I don't. I think Canelo Alvarez is going to win that fight. But at the same situation, the man is not fighting that man. It's what it is. Come on, man. Come on, man. They've been in the weight class they've been in the same division 3 times. Come on, man. Just be fair to the guy. That's all you got to be. All you got to do is be fair. That's it. That's it. If a man gets turned down by the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, according to many people, right? And then he gets turned down by his number 1 contender, right? And then he takes a 3rd place fighter. How are you going to criticize the man for not upping his competition when he tried to and he got turned down? That's fair. That's just being fair to the man. Come on, man. That's being fair. Just like Lomachenko. I'm fair to Lomachenko. People acting like, oh, man, he doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve that. That's BS. That man can fight. That man can fight. I'm being consistent with it. Hey, my man, King Slim said, just show us some love. Josh King Slim 50818. Brother, much love in that super chat, brother. I'm sending you that Irish luck because they still got I'm sending that Irish luck out there. Yeah, that's racist. Whatever, bro. You guys be on some funny stuff with that, man. It is what it is, though. Call it what you want, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Anyway, Tank duck Loma. Did he? I don't think did Tank duck Loma? I don't think he ducked him. Loma left the weight class at 130. But I want to see that fight, no doubt about it. You know? Javier Martinez said, for 9, cojones, Jermall is bigger than Jermall. No, Jermall just has a lot. Jermall has more opportunity. Jermall has more opportunity than Jermall does. Because Jermall's at 160, where all of the champions are over at DAZN, and he's over at the PBC. You know what I mean? He's at the PBC. They don't have any belts at 168 anymore, and they don't have any belts at 160 other than him. That's it. Every fight that he would make has to be a cross-promotional deal or a Canelo fight. Jermall Charlo was sitting right there at 154, where everybody at 154 is with the PBC. So the fights are easier to make for him. I mean, that's just being fair to the guy, man. You know what I mean? That's just being fair to the guy. Brother Coda 10 said, Tank just said he didn't care about belts. He didn't duck Lomachenko. You know, look, man, I've never seen Lomachenko really. I know Lomachenko wants to fight him. I know that Gervonta Davis said he wanted to fight Vasily Lomachenko. It is what it is. Lomachenko lost his belts in a fight to Teofimo Lopez over a year ago. You know, so that fight, Lomachenko's been fighting his way back up the ranks, you know. But, you know, anyway, Robert Rose, I hear you pick Andrade over Canelo. Facts. Pick the same boo-boo, the only man to beat Canelo. Yeah, that's who I got beating Canelo. I got Demetrius Andrade beating Canelo. That's the only guy I got beating Canelo. You know, that's it, man. That's the only dude I got beating Canelo is that guy. And he's not going to fight him. And I know that because he ain't going to beat him. Yeah, that is not, it's not patently obvious. But, man, you don't want that, bro. He don't want that. That guy right there is a nightmare for Canelo. Nightmare for Canelo. So that's the fight that I don't think Canelo wants because I don't think Canelo Alvarez thinks he can win. That's why I believe he didn't take undisputed against Demetrius Andrade. How is that moving up? What do you mean moving up? How is what moving up? Lair Lopez? Yes, they would if they moved up. Look, they were in the same weight class. They were in the same. Oh, you saw Errol and Boots will beat Canelo. I think you give it 3 years, Boots for sure. In a couple years, not for sure. But if he's the path of the guy that would, because he'll be able to get the fight. Errol's the guy that can get the fight. That's what Errol is. Errol is the guy that can get the fight. Where if he goes to 160 or he's at 168 and he can handle that, if he's at 160, he'll get the fight. That fight would get made. You know what I mean? Can you break down Boo Boo versus Nello? I don't see Boo Boo beating Canelo. Yeah, Canelo Alvarez has not fared well against southpaws. Southpaws with good mobility have, in my opinion, have already beaten him. I think Canelo, the people that have given Canelo the most trouble have been smaller fighters that have good mobility and have exposed Canelo Alvarez's lack of foot speed. Because that's the one weakness that I see out of Canelo. Like or let me not say weakness. That's the one talent I don't think that he has. He doesn't have fast feet. He's got kind of slow feet. He has great upper body movement, terrific upper body movement, terrific in the pocket type defense, right? Very good. He's got very good power. He's got good speed, but he just doesn't have very fast feet. And they say the phrase speed kills. Speed of hand kills and speed of foot kills. Speed kills. If you can't catch, you can't hit what you can't catch. And if somebody can, and especially a southpaw, who, again, he has had difficulties with. Even against Billy Joe Saunders, he had difficulties against a whack southpaw in Billy Joe Saunders, who came in there to quit. Because I think Billy Joe Saunders came in there scared. Why you pick Andrade over Canelo? What you see? Robert Robles, I just let you know. Speed kills. His size, number one, his size, he's bigger than Canelo. He's taller, he's longer. I think also he's very, very awkward and it's very hard to predict. His patterns are not predictable. He has very good hand speed, very good footwork, very, very, very fast feet, fighting from the southpaw stance, and very good pop. That's why I think, and it's a style that Canelo Alvarez has already shown he has difficulties with. Fighting out guys like that, specifically Erislandy Lara and Austin Trout, have already shown that in Canelo. And of course, Canelo Alvarez has gotten smarter, but Demetrius Andrade has also gotten smarter. Demetrius Andrade is the same age as the guy and has become a better fighter. But that's the guy that I think that will beat him. I could be wrong, but that's why I pick Andrade over Canelo. Herbert Johnson said, I got EJ beating Canelo in about 2 to 3 years. Then I got Boots beating EJ after that. I just wishful thinking. Hey, I don't know, man. Dude, look, I ain't gonna pick anybody. I don't think there's anybody that the Boots potential couldn't get him near. You know, hey man, we got 361 in the building, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. We only got 208 likes. Hit the like button or hit the dislike button, either one. But just hit the button, man. Don't be chintzy around this mug, man. But y'all don't like the logic. I got that. I'm trying to tell you, speed kills. Fast feet ain't no joke. Guys like Pernell Whitaker beat bigger guys that did not like dealing with his lack of size and his speed and his defensive abilities. And Demetrius Andrade has excellent defense. Excellent defense. Marvin Hawkins, all I'm asking you is not to vouch for the two twin fight Canelos. He's not ready. Halloween Boo Boo, the 2008 U.S. Olympian, is the only chance, and he will win. No more games with this. You please, what do you say? And he will win. No more games with this. You please. Hey, I'm telling. Look, man. I'm for being fair. I'm unbiased. I am trying to tell you, I have truly adopted being unbiased. I'm going to call it right down the middle and be fair to all parties involved by having a consistent standard. That is unbiasedness. A consistent standard that you apply to everybody. Which means that in a given situation, you can actually criticize a fighter that you're a fan of. And not just say stupid shit like somebody came to my chat, bro, and literally told me that Canelo Alvarez has slapped the ish out of Jermall Charlo, and Jermall Charlo didn't do anything. It's like, you're telling me that Canelo Alvarez, that Jermall Charlo got slapped in the mouth by Canelo Alvarez, and that's why they're not fighting, because that's why Jermall Charlo is ducking Canelo? Like, man, what? I'm just astounded. Let me tell you, I got cats coming to my chat making up stuff that you just would not believe. Kim Slim said, are you familiar with Bruce Carrington, young stud? No, I'm not. I'll check him out, brother. Once again, bro, much love in that Cash App, brother, and I hit you with the 4-leaf clover for good luck. Give you that Irish luck. No, I'm not. I'm not familiar with him. I got to check him out, man. I'll make sure I'll check him out. Check him out this weekend. Keith knows that mathematically speed squares power. Trying to tell you, evens that mug right on out, bro. Richard Law said, thanks for the reply. I respectfully disagree. That's fair. I mean, I'm just telling you that's what I think. I mean, I could definitely be wrong. You know what I mean? I could definitely be wrong. I will tell you this, though. I don't think it. That's money, and that's what if it happened. Don't hate other channels. Young Plug, first of all, I ain't got no problem with Money Brown. That's a good dude. And Money Brown did not say that to me. You're telling me that he said that. I have no idea that he said that, first of all. But second of all, let me throw your ass out of here for bringing the name up. Did I miss you? Young Plug, get out. I'm not hating on that dude. I don't have anything against him. I think he's a good dude. Go subscribe to Money Brown. I used to support Money Brown all the time. I'm telling you what somebody told me in a chat. Now, if that's what Money Brown said, then hey, man, okay, cool. I don't know anything about Money Brown saying that, though, because I don't really see Money Brown's videos. Just what it is. Anyway, man, thank you very much, man. And I'm not hating on that man. God bless that dude. He's a really good dude. I like him. JT said, Fanon, Muhammad Ali is a good example of what you're talking about, speed. Yeah, man. Foot speed is there, bro. No doubt about it, man. Foot speed is there. Fanon, do you think Canelo will never fight Andrade? Yeah, no, I don't think Canelo Alvarez will ever fight him. Ever fight him. King Jude in the building. What's going on, brother? He said Tyson only hates on young black fighters. He's the same boat as Roy Jones Jr., Tim Bradley, Brad Hopkins, old coons. They have to be taken serious. Oh, man, come on, man. Why you doing dirty like that, man? Much love in that super chat. Look, please leave Money Brown out of this, dude. I did not know that was. I don't even know if that is. I'm not into that. All I said was what somebody left me in my comment section. If somebody leaves me something in my comment section and I mention it, I don't always know where they get it from. Okay? Leave me out of that. That's a good dude. Go subscribe to Money Brown. Please don't put me in the middle of your drama with cats. Oh, man, you hating on another channel. Man, I don't hate on other channels. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? Go ahead and kick rocks with that. However, if you tell me that, and I have a hard time believing Money Brown literally said that Canelo Alvarez slapped David Benavidez in the mouth. If he said that, and I would love to see the tape because I've never heard that before. However, I doubt very much he said that because that's obviously not true. Okay? Thank you very much. So just leave me alone on that, dude. I didn't know who said it. Somebody said it to me. People ask me questions all the time. And just because I don't agree with you or don't agree with another chat, I ain't hating on anybody. It's just a boxing conversation. So that's a whole nother chat. Yeah, exactly, man. Get this kick rocks with that, bro. Anyway, Boo Boo been fighting Europeans. Look it up. I thought he was a boogeyman. Look, see, this is what I'm telling you. If somebody will not fight you, what are you supposed to do? You guys are with this self-fulfilling prophecy crap. If a guy cannot get a fight, he can't get a fight. You guys hold it against people that they can't get fights. What is this? Seriously, don't be stupid. If somebody can't get a fight, they can't get a fight. Devin Haney cannot get a good fight at lightweight. He can't get one. He can't get one, right? He can't get Lomachenko. He can't get Kambosos. Probably he can't get Kambosos. We'll see. Can't get Gervonta Tank Davis, right? Couldn't get Teofimo Lopez, right? Couldn't get any of those. How are you going to blame Devin Haney for only fighting like Linares, who's leftovers of other people, Gamboa, who's trash, right? How are you going to hold that against him? You can't, because the guy's trying to fight these guys. These guys won't fight him. You can't hold that against Devin Haney. That's unfair. It's obvious he tried to fight Teofimo Lopez. I'm gonna get you a ramen in 1 second. It's obvious he tried to fight Teofimo Lopez. It's obvious that he tried to fight Ryan Garcia. It's obvious that he tried to fight Vasily Lomachenko. It's obvious. You know he's trying to fight these guys. So why would you turn around and say Devin Haney, Devin Haney's just fighting a bunch of bums? He's fighting the bums because he can't, because nobody else will fight him. And you don't have, and I'm telling you, a whole lot of people understand that reasoning. They understand that. But when it comes to other people, all of a sudden it doesn't make any sense to you. When it comes to Jermall Charlo, who literally just offered $50 million to Canelo and offered a bunch of money to Jaime Munguia and got turned down, all of a sudden you get brain fuzz and don't see that the man is trying to fight these guys. And then you turn around and say, well, he need to fight Andrade. He need to fight Benavidez. Okay. Benavidez isn't in the same weight class as him. And Andrade just left the weight class 12 days ago. He just left. They're both in different weight classes. So is Devin Haney supposed to go fight Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis? Is that the answer? You know what I'm saying? Be fair. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to like a fighter. Just be fair to the guy, man. Don't do this because they're building fighters, and that's what they're doing. They're building fighters. They're building people's resumes by picking who they're going to fight, and they will not fight certain people. Jaime Munguia has had a bunch of opportunities to fight for major championship belts and turns them down because they're trying to build him. But watch this. Jermall Charlo moves up and miraculously he's going to be available to fight for a vacant belt. But he won't fight Jermall Charlo, and it's Jermall Charlo is now picking these Eastern European bums to fight. Man, just be fair, man. Be fair to the guy, man. That's all I'm saying. Be fair to the guy. You don't have to like him, because like I said, dude, I am not the biggest fan of Jermall Charlo, dude, because I don't like what he said about Demetrius Andrade and not fighting Demetrius Andrade. Same thing. I'm like, dude, look, man, you can fight. If Andrade's trying to fight, you fight Andrade. What do I care if you had a beef with your brother or not? I didn't like that particular circumstance. And I thought Jermall Charlo was in the wrong when it comes to Demetrius Andrade, from what I understand of the circumstance. Right? So I can point out that Jermall Charlo ain't perfect. But my God, man, you guys just want to hold this dude. You want to hold this guy to completely different standards than you hold to the fighters that you like. And it's blatantly obvious because Jermall Charlo is not, because Canelo Alvarez is not fighting guys. He just doesn't have to. You know what I'm saying? He's already made it. He's already there. He has nothing to prove. Nobody has anything to offer me. All of that garbage. Marvin Hawkins Jr. said, you could see the look in Carlos' eyes. I would retire if I was him. Boo would beat somebody so bad that I thought it was stand-up comedy. He's a married man. You funny, man. Much love, Marvin Hawkins. And hold on 1 second. Let me get Robert Robles. That's all I'm saying, man. And Ryman Turner, much love in that super chat. He said, Hurd is the number one to smack one of Charlo's Peace Fanon. Oh, I'd love to see that fight, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for your support, bro. Hold on a second. Yeah, and please don't try to start no. Robert Robles said, hey, why would you pick Andrade over Canelo? What do you see? I think I did explain that, and my explanation for that is speed kills. And he's very, very awkward, and he looks like the style of fighter. He looks like the style of fighter that has beaten Canelo Alvarez before. It's that slick American southpaw style that causes a lot of people problems, man. First of all, you jumping in there with a southpaw, you jumping in there with just willy-nilly with a southpaw, you got a likelihood of losing. Just off the fact that that dude is a southpaw, you know? George Woods in that super chat, brother, he said, Fanon, Spence is at 160. Can he beat the bigger Charlo? Also, the other 154-pound champs. I don't know, man. I got to see him up there, man. I got to see how he does with that weight. What's up in that super chat? But I think he'd be good at 160. He may be stronger at 160. I think he's got the height for 160. He's got the, and yeah, I think it's a reasonable move to 160. I don't know about 168, though. You know what I mean? 50 bands. Fanon, these dudes hate to hear the truth. I mean, look, dude, just be fair. That's all I'm asking. Be fair, man. Don't hold one guy to a standard that you don't hold another guy to. It's easy, man. And you can say what you want about me. I can be wrong about everything I say, but dude, I try very hard not to do that to people because it's just not right, man. You know what I mean? It's just not right. It's not right, man. You cannot tell me that it's okay, it's not okay for Gary Russell, that it's okay, that it's not okay for Gary Russell to get ducked by everybody, but it's okay for everybody to duck Jermall Charlo. You know what I mean? It's not fair, man. Anyway, Javier Martinez said, Fanon, you're one of the most consistent YouTube content creators. You call out all fighters on their bull. Hey, man, I try all the way around, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much to my man, George Woods, man. I want to make sure I hit that. Yeah, man. Mike said, oh, my man. He said, King Judah said, miss my super chat, brother. Nah, I got it, bro. You're a little bit behind, bro. Let me move up. Again, I'll do your super chat again, King Judah. I definitely got it. King Judah said Tyson. Oh, I did. Sorry, bro. I did miss that super chat. Sorry, brother. Tyson had Ryan Garcia on and entertained him selling wolf tickets about fighting Tank. He never called Ryan out for nothing and openly ducking. Yeah, you know, it's Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson ain't screwed on right. Much love in that super chat, King Judah. Yeah, you know, Mike Tyson be high. Mike Tyson high as a kite, bro. You don't know what's coming out of Mike Tyson's mouth, bro. You don't know what's coming out of Mike Tyson's mouth, but that's Mike Tyson's opinion, you know, and I respect his opinion, you know, for sure. Avent B said the same way everyone knows Raleigh can't fight even though he hasn't fought anyone is the same way, you know, Andrade and Boots can fight even though people say they haven't fought anybody. Look, man, these guys know that guy can fight. They just trying to find an excuse not to get the guy, not for the guy not to blow up. Okay? I'm telling you, there are people that will disagree with you no matter what you say. They will disagree with you no matter what you say. If you support, and there are people that will not support black fighters no matter what. And if you support one, they're going to immediately say you only support them because they're black fighters. Because black fighters, and I think it is, because American black fighters have traditionally been the best fighters in boxing. And nobody's arguing about that, but nobody likes it other than us, okay? And the fact of the matter is, we consistently have fighters that will beat your dudes. We always have world champions and top-level fighters. And that's why they push back so hard on any guy that's coming up that looks like he may be like that. Well, let's wait a little while for Jerron. But let's not wait a long time for Xander Zayas. Right? Xander Zayas, oh, man, he may be the best. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I'm going to wait on Xander Zayas a little bit. Right? Berlanga. And I like Berlanga, right? But Berlanga, man, Berlanga's a knockout machine. Berlanga, what do you think about Berlanga? I think we need to wait on Berlanga. That's what I think, man. He said, Fanon, you want some of that toad? Hell no, I don't want none of that toad. I don't know what that was. No. None of that for me, man. I can't do it, man. Justin Fan said, people better stop hating on Mike Tyson because the truth is harsh. He was spitting facts. The man has been in a position to be able to speak from it. Look, dude, I listened to what the man said, and what the man said was not, dude, he did not get on that man. He didn't act like, I listened to what he said. And if anybody is saying that Mike Tyson was criticizing Jermall Charlo, that's not true. He did not criticize him. I listened to the whole interview. He didn't criticize him. Only thing he said is, man, what are you going to do to get these guys to fight you and stop ducking you? And he said, man, you know, I'm a champion. It's going to take some time, but it's going to happen. He said, no, man, you need to jump in the face of these guys. You need to get in their faces. You need to call them out. You need to do this, that, and the other thing. And he said, man, that doesn't happen right now. I listened to the interview. He didn't even hardly criticize the man. It was a friendly conversation. The only thing that they disagreed about was whether or not he should jump out in the face, go knock on people's doors, and do all of that. Mike Tyson didn't even criticize the dude in actuality. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Said Tyson haters. Keith Nolan, much love in that super chat, brother. Thanks so much. He said, I'm tired of people harping on resume talk and who has he fought. Like y'all can't tell exceptional skill when you see it. I don't need to see Boots fight a belt holder to know he's good. Yeah, you don't. And if you do, then dude, you're the one of those guys that are losing a whole lot of money out there. You know what I mean? because you don't know. Obviously, that guy can fight, man. That's obvious. What don't you see? And that's what I want to see. What don't you see? And they can't tell you. I understand what you're saying. You need to see more, but what exactly do you need to see? What more do you need to see? They said that about Errol Spence Jr. all the way, still saying it about Errol Spence Jr. if they could get away with it. It never went away. They never went to, oh yeah, Errol Spence Jr. is the top fighter. It never happens like that, bro. It never happens like that. There's no magical moment in which these people are going to say, oh, I need to see more, that they're going to change their mind. The only thing that they're going to do is move on and start calling him a duck for not fighting another fighter. That's it. Once Jaron Ennis gets a belt and he's clearly the best fighter around, just say that happens. They're not going to say, oh, all of a sudden, yeah, he's a super fighter. They're never going to jump on the bandwagon with him. What they're going to do is say, well, he didn't fight this guy. Oh, and that guy wasn't that good. He needs to move up and weight. You know, they're never going to get on board with the dude because they're looking for something. Other than to say, you know, some people could say that they have not seen him, but by and large, that's not how it goes, man. By and large. Charles Stevens said, for not everyone has their perception of Mike Tyson interview of Charlo. Yeah, clearly if you watch it, but I'm going to tell you, you can have your perception, but but his words are his words. And if you can give me a sound bite in there where it says he called Jermall Charlo a bitch, because that's what I've been told. He called him a bitch. He said, you need to stop running. You need to stop ducking these guys. That's not what that man said. Stop. It's not what the man said. Anyway, Charlo was weird. I mean, look, dude, I don't particularly like the Charlo's energy. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not a huge fan, bro. I'm not a huge fan. Just not. You know what I mean? I like Jermall. I like Jermall. I like Jermall. I watch him. I'm not a huge fan of him. I'm not waking up in the morning thinking, but they are in fights that I want to see. No joke. Jermall Charlo Jermall Charlo has done more than enough to get a Canelo fight. You know, it's what it is. And if we talk about him, I'm going to be fair to him. You know, I feel the same way about Jermall Charlo as I feel about a whole lot of other fighters, man. But just, you know, I'm not fans of a lot. There's a lot of fighters I'm not a fan of. But being unfair to the guy is something different, man. You know? Jay Lex said that toad be hitting there, man. That toad hit him upside the head, didn't it? You know, hey, dog. It's funny, hey, man. It sent it had Paul Pierce, whatever that was, had Paul Pierce sounding like Snoop Dogg. Hey, yeah, Fahim Sator said I never really liked the Charlos either. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, first of all, Jermall Charlo is passive, like in his tone of things, he's kind of passive, and Jermall Charlo just seems like is too aggressive, you know, for my personal taste. But and on top of it, they're both good fighters, very good fighters. I think Jermall has done enough to belong on a top 10 pound for pound. Jermall has not done enough in his career to say, yeah, this dude is, you know, a Hall of Fame fighter. However, man, dude, don't act like these guys are lining up to fight him because it's just not the case. And David Benavidez, what happened to David Benavidez is on David Benavidez. David Benavidez lost his belt twice. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, dog, why is anybody going to be in a rush to fight with you, man? You know what I mean? Well, first of all, you may come in underweight, come in overweight, and then you may come in on cocaine. Like, dude, that's on you that you don't have a belt. You're a contender, okay? And just because a champion in a lower weight division doesn't want to move up and fight a contender in a separate weight division, dude, that's just realistic that a champion won't want to do that. Like, man, I'm a champion. Why am I going to go move up and fight a contender? And that's that way for everybody, unless you cannot make the weight. You know what I mean? Or there's no money in your fights. Say like Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk probably couldn't make cruiserweight anymore, and he goes to heavyweight and he fights some contenders, but he knew that he was going to be a mandatory for the belt. He fights 3 times and he's got a mandatory shot at the belt. You think that that's going to happen with Jermall Charlo, with Canelo, that he's going to move up and get a mandatory? with the WBC? No, he's not going to get that, man. So I'm just saying be fair to cats. Or don't be fair to cats, but on the real, don't get mad at me when I'm telling you, when I'm calling you a hypocrite when you defend somebody else that's in the same situation. For real, because people defend, man, they recognize it when it's their fighter. No problem. See it clear as day. Marvin Hawkins Jr. said, OG, if you want to laugh, go look at Demetrius Andrade versus Willie Nelson. Unbelievable. I'll do that. Marvin Hawkins Jr., much love in that super chat, brother. I like Demetrius Andrade. Like, personally, I like Demetrius Andrade more than I like Jermall Charlo. No joke. However, Demetrius Andrade, too. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this dude, you can say what he did. You gotta say what they want about Demetrius Andrade not pulling out of that Jermall Charlo fight, which is some crazy revisionist history, right? Years after the fact. But Showtime didn't forget it. I'll tell you that. Showtime didn't forget it. So I bet you Showtime ain't offering no money for that fight. Bet you. Showtime's like, hey, man, no. Take that somewhere else. I'm not making an offer. Man, you can hear it in Steven Espinosa's voice. Steven Espinosa is not ever going to make an offer for a fight with Demetrius Andrade on that network. And skip with it if it's about Jermall Charlo or not. In that interview on Chicken Hawk, shout out to Chicken Hawk, great interview. Man, it was very, very clear that he was not, I think it's reasonable to infer, that's probably the better way to say it. It's reasonable to infer that Steven Espinosa was not happy about what happened with Demetrius Andrade, and he's not willing to, he's going to be very hesitant to do any business with Demetrius Andrade because it cost him. It cost him, right? And Demetrius Andrade can say, well, I didn't sign the contract. Yeah, but you said you would fight. You participated in the promotion. You had and he said, and this is something else Steven Espinosa said. He's like, man, there are people that get in the ring all the time and they don't have their signed contract yet. It's like people get in the ring all the time and have not fully executed their contract yet. Because you do not have to have an executed written contract in order to have an agreement, an enforceable agreement. That's not necessary. And that's the truth. And I try to explain that to people all the time. Just because you don't sign the contract, which documents the agreement, does not mean that the agreement is not already established by your verbal agreement and somebody actually doing something in consideration of for your promise. If the offer is there, the acceptance is there, and the consideration is there, and it is a legal contract, like you can't strike a contract to sell somebody 50 kilos of cocaine. That's just illegal. So can't hold anybody responsible for that. It's there. So, dude, like, I'm just saying, be fair, man. Anyway, because if you aren't fair, don't ask people to be fair with you. You know what I mean? If you're going to be unfair, like if I was going to be unfair to Canelo, I can't ask people to be fair to Jaron Ennis. If I'm being unfair to Canelo, that's why I try not to be unfair to Canelo. I understand that this Bivol fight with Canelo Bivol's a good fight. It's a good fight. It's not a horrible fight. It's not a fight that, man, there's no reason in the world to make it. It's a reasonable fight. It's just not the fight that I want to see because I've been waiting on the Charlo fight for so long because I want to know who's going to win the fight. Y'all keep telling me that Canelo's going to win the fight, but I don't ever see the fight. I keep hearing that he's going to win the fight, but he keeps turning the fight down. So it makes me wonder, why do you keep turning the fight down? It's good money, isn't it? It's the same money, smaller guy. Most people will be like, same money, smaller guy, easier fight, give me the money. Shut your fan base up, eat bigger fan base too, because Charles got a way bigger fan base than Demetrius Bivol does. Bivol. I am Lori, baby. What is going on? He said, hey, Fanon, I've been a boxing fan for 30 years and can honestly say I look for flaws when it comes to certain matchups, but I haven't seen any flaws in Boots, Ennis, Philly John. Yeah, that dude. Pretty much 100% with that. I don't see it. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I say. I am Lori, baby. I am Lori, baby. That's what I'm saying. What do you see in the man that tells you that he's not like that? What are you seeing? You know, is it a lack of effort? Is it a lack of energy? What is it? What is it that you see in this guy that doesn't look like he's good? Is a big question that I have. Hey, by the way, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We got 400 people in the building. We got 282 likes. Can we get the likes up, man, please? Can we get the likes up, please? Do me a favor, man. Hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. And much love to everybody that's been supporting in the Cash App and the Super Chat. I greatly appreciate it, man. Y'all be holding the chat down all day. F Society said Demetrius is the alcoholic. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, by the way, Jermall Charlo, let me tell you something right now, dog. Jermall Charlo caught a contact in that. Jermall Charlo caught a contact in that interview, bro. Jermall's like, nah, man, I ain't smoking. No, man. I was like, man, you sitting in there doing that, dog. You about to catch something, dog. I'm glad he ain't getting tested right now. Do you think Boots will be ducked? Musa R. Oh, no, I do not think he's going to be ducked. He's got a machine with him. He's got the machine. He's got that machine with him. He's got that Showtime machine with him. And all the welterweights are over there. I think he may be held up, though. I think they may hold him up. Be like, look, man, we're not ready for this Spence fight. And we're not ready for this Crawford fight yet. Not that you can't win the fight, but let's wait just a little while. Get you 3 or 4 fights. Get you 2-3 fights. And then fight for the belt. After we've already built your name, after the buzz has lasted a little bit longer, and then you go in there like that. You go in there like, because he's got the financial backing, that's why I don't think cats are going to duck him, because there's a whole bunch of welterweights that fight on Showtime. And Showtime's going to be like, look, man, we trying to get a fight for Jerron. You interested? We're trying to get a fight for Jerron. Are you interested? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll take that fight. You know? And by the way, he's in a stronger position now. He's in a stronger position now than Terrence Crawford is. Which is just tells you, man. It just tells you. He's in a stronger position than Terrence Crawford is right now. Politics are the mug, man. Hey, CJ Coop in the building. Much love, man. Thank you for the support in the Super Chat, brother. He said, the fact that Canelo has avoided Andrade in 2 weight classes supports your assessment of that fight. Man, J. Coop, much love in that Super Chat. Oh, I'm about to eat you up, dummy. You make dumb excuses for Charlo having no heart to get in the ring with the best. Really? Dumbass. Who's the best? Who's the best, dummy? Who's the best? I thought Canelo was the best. He offered him $50 million to get in the ring with him. I thought Canelo was the best. Isn't he? Isn't Canelo the best? What's the excuse? He offered him $50 million to fight him, and Canelo told him no. I thought Canelo was the best. Who's the best, dummy? And I'm going to call you dummy. Who's the best? I thought Canelo was the best. Isn't he? Big Polarazzo, whatever your name is. Isn't Canelo the best? Thought Canelo was the best. And I thought David Benavidez didn't prove it. And he doesn't deserve the Canelo Alvarez fight because he hasn't proved it. And I thought Demetrius Andrade wasn't the best because Demetrius Andrade hadn't proved it. Right? Isn't that why Canelo said they all need to fight each other? Because they haven't proved it? Canelo got an offer from Jermall Charlo. You think he was lying about that? You're not very bright, are you? Not very bright, are you? It's contagious going on here. Dumb is contagious, isn't it? You need to stop. You need to start thinking before you talk, bro. That's wild, bro. Canelo and Wilder too much. Hey, man, I know it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Charlo gets undisputed at 160. Canelo might look his way. No, he will not. No way. You know he will not. Not with y'all around. Not with y'all. Man, so what if he's undisputed? It don't matter. Look who he fought to be undisputed. Man, there's gonna be another reason for the fight not to happen, man. Get up out of here, man. There'll be another reason for that fight not to happen. You know, oh, by the way, man, and I don't care if he was in the Cash App or not today. Where's my boy? Hold on 1 second, man. Shout out to my boy Tyrone Joseph. Much love, brother. J. Coop said you missed my super chat. Nah, J. Coop, I got it. You're a little bit behind in the chat. Let me slide back. J. Coop, got you. The fact that Canelo has avoided Andrade in 2 weight classes supports your assessment of that fight. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you. Much love in that super chat. And yeah, man, he has. He's not fought him in 2 different weight classes. Charlo in 2 different weight classes. And these guys are still undefeated. But you know what it is. You know what it is. He's still, they won't fight the best. They refuse to fight the best. But yet the best, it's like a never-ending circle. They haven't done enough to deserve to fight the best. So they don't have, and the best turn them down. So they don't deserve a fight with the best. It's like a never-ending circle, bro. Javier Martinez said, Fanon, ooh, that dumb. Hey, John Mill, thank you, man. So love your channel, fam. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Javier Martinez said, Jermall Charlo said he would rather pay the bar tab that he ducked than fight on, then would rather pay the bar tab that he ducked than fight Andrade. Yeah, you funny. Yeah, I don't think he wants to fight Andrade. I ain't gonna lie about that. I don't think he wants to fight Andrade. I don't like that one. You know what I mean? Same thing they say about Crawford. What is that? Oh, hey, Fanon. Oh, my man Fahim said this. Fanon. Canelo turned down career high paydays not to fight Boo Boo and Charlo, $40 and $50 million. Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is, bro. We know they're building Canelo, but it is what it is. I watched this show yesterday, man, that just on a very low level, bro, absolutely reminded me of what's going on with Canelo. But at a much lower level, dude, they're building fight. They're building Canelo, man. They're just building him. They're building him. They're matchmaking him so that they can continue to maximize the money. And that's obviously what's going on with Canelo. And people are saying it in a way whereas they are acknowledging that that's the case. You know what I mean? They're acknowledging that's the case. They're saying, look, Canelo Alvarez has done enough where he can make all the business decisions he wants to make. He can fight whoever he wants to fight. He can fight guys that he's going to look good against. And that's what he's doing. They're building Canelo. And it's very obvious that they are. You know what I mean? It's very, very obvious. But whether or not then people are going to go turn around and blame the people that are not on the list of fighters that will continue to help build the legacy of Canelo Alvarez. And that's what they're saying when they're saying they're thinking about legacy. The legacy is they're trying to build a story for his career. So when it's over, this career looks like this, right? We're going to get belts in this division. We're going to get belts in that division. And at the end of it, we're going to be able to say this about him. That's building a fighter. They're not going to just put him in there with anybody that has a chance to upset the apple cart, you know? I said, I live in Houston, and I'm vouching for Boo Boo. Yeah, man, Boo Boo can go, bro. John Mill said they still building him. Damn, he's no Floyd. No, I mean, dude, Floyd got built. Floyd got built, and then that race car flew off. You know what I'm saying? Trust you me. They look like they were trying to get that dude beat. They built Floyd, and then they tried to get him beat. That's what happened with Floyd. They built him, and then they tried to get him beat. And y'all, I'm trying to tell you, y'all do not remember how people were talking about the names that guy fought at 130 and 135 pounds, man. Dude, these guys were supposed to beat Floyd, man. And they fed him to guys that he was supposed to beat. They fed him early. Do you not see the size difference between Floyd? Floyd and Diego Corrales is the main one. Diego Corrales was the main one. The first guy, and honestly, the only guy that I ever remember Floyd being like, man, a matter of fact, let me check. Because I never did look at the odds, so I don't want to say this. Hold on 1 second. They were even. Even odds on Diego Corrales. Even money for Diego Corrales. No, Floyd was a minus 130. Diego Corrales was a plus 110. But I'm telling you, see how close that was? Diego Corrales was a plus 110 on Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's how close that fight was. That's how they were like, man, they trying to get that boy beat, dog, with that one. Keith Nolan 2211 said Canelo is free to do what he wants and have historic turn downs of fights, but we're free to not tune in. Good luck with your next pay-per-view. Yeah, I ain't paying for that crap now. Much love in that super chat, bro. I ain't not doing that, bro. Hey, let me say, Sportsman says, let's be honest, has Canelo really done enough? And Keith Nolan, much love in that super chat. Thank you so much, so much for your support, bro. It is huge. Thank you. It makes the channel go. Has Canelo really done enough to claim to fame? Was losing to Mayweather. His best win ended in a draw or split decision. He never he never whipped the floor. Great fighter until the guy's over the hill. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen with Canelo is that Canelo Alvarez is going to be forgotten by the next guy that becomes a big name. Kind of like Oscar De La Hoya. His career is no better. His career is not as good as Oscar De La Hoya's. It's going to be like Oscar De La Hoya. The next guy that comes up that really fights a bunch of dudes and gives you a bunch of fights you want to see, there he's going to go. He's going to be with Oscar De La Hoya. That's it. Just look at Oscar De La Hoya because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to rebuild Oscar De La Hoya, but not have Oscar De La Hoya make the mistakes that Oscar De La Hoya made, which was fighting good fights that he lost. That's what I think. I think they're trying to make, and I've always thought that with Canelo. They're trying to make the next Oscar De La Hoya out of Canelo Alvarez, but the thing that Oscar De La Hoya did that Canelo Alvarez didn't do was he's fighting great fighters. That's it. He's trying to be in without the great fighters. They did the same thing coming up. He fought a bunch of older fighters with big names. But then when he got to 147, he fought Shane Mosley. He fought the top guys in the divisions that he fought the entire time. Even Felix Sturm at 160. And Bernard Hopkins at 160. Only guys that he didn't fight was, you can't say any of this about Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya fought all of them, but he lost. You know what I mean? He fought Floyd Mayweather Jr., but he lost. He fought Manny Pacquiao, but he lost. Right? But Oscar De La Hoya was such a big star, right? That money was always there for him. With Canelo got to the point where he's beating the big. He did the early part of his career the same way. He fought the big name fighters that were moving up, that were smaller than him, right? Like, yeah, I know Felix Sturm got robbed for sure, be easy. He fought the Cottos, he fought Mosley, right? He fought those type of guys. He fought, who else did he fight? Guys with the older fighters with the names, right? But then he got to Gennady Golovkin, older fighter with a name, right? He fought Floyd Mayweather, older fighter with a name. That's what he did. But with his contemporaries, he's not fighting his contemporaries. Oscar De La Hoya's contemporaries were Felix Tito Trinidad, Tito Trinidad, Sugar Shane Mosley. Who else was a contemporary with him? They're around those weight classes, right? Clotty, guys like Clotty. God dog. Who else did he do, man? Those guys were contemporaries with him. He fought Fernando Vargas. Yeah. Oh God, he knocked the shit out of Fernando Vargas. Yeah, fought Fernando Vargas. He has surpassed Oscar? Not at all. And no, he has not surpassed Oscar De La Hoya in anything. What do you mean? He's not surpassed Oscar De La Hoya in anything. Christian, name something he passed Oscar De La Hoya in. You're bugging. He has not surpassed Oscar De La Hoya in anything. You kidding me? He had not in popularity, not in money, Not in championships, not in the level of fighters he fought. No way. Robin Turner said Canelo is going down as one of the greatest ever. His resume now puts him in the Hall of Fame. I want to see the David fight, though. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. Not one of the greatest fighters ever, though. Hell no. Who's he beating? I'm saying, I'm going to tell you right now. Robin Turner, who is he beating to be an all-time great? I'm going to do one of y'all's. Who is Canelo Alvarez beating to be an all-time great? Who? I'm waiting on that one. Who is he beating to be an all-time great? I mean, I need to know the name of the fighter. Who is the fighter that he beat? Let me know who that is. What great fights has he had to be an all-time great? No. No. And I mean that, no. The most popular fighter today, yes. One of the best fighters in the world right now, yes. All-time great, out of here with that one. Who? You know what I'm saying? What in the world has he done to say he is an all-time great? No. And I want to know what he's done to pass up Oscar De La Hoya. Gennady Golovkin was in his prime. What? First of all, Christian, Gennady Golovkin never had a prime because Gennady Golovkin never beat anybody. Gennady Golovkin never had a prime because Gennady Golovkin that hype job never beat anybody. I'll do the same thing y'all do. Who is Gennady Golovkin beating? Get out of here. And by the way, he drew with him, and a whole bunch of people thought he lost to him. Who is Gennady Golovkin beating? Gennady Golovkin ain't no Felix Trinidad. He's the man that get out of here. He ain't no shame. He's not, and I'm talking about even fights you have. Even if you just have good fights and lose them. Man, hell no. I mean, no, excuse my language. Hell no. Y'all disrespect Oscar De La Hoya, man, because he's Mexican. I know what you're doing. You disrespecting Oscar De La Hoya because he's Mexican. Paul Gatlin said, what up, Fanon? I tuned in late trying to see what we talking about this morning, and y'all get them likes up. Hey, man, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you for that support, bro. Y'all better get out of here. You know what I'm saying? With that. Man, y'all better get out of here. Gennady Golovkin was in his prime. Who is Gennady Golovkin? Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo with Gennady Golovkin. So what? Gennady Golovkin never beat anybody. Gennady Golovkin is a hype job. You can't even tell me anybody else Gennady Golovkin ever beat. Name him. Name the guy that Gennady Golovkin beat. Gennady Golovkin was built off the fact that other people wouldn't fight him. That's what he was built off of. He was built off of the fact that, all these guys at middleweight won't fight him. We've got a knockout guy. He's a killer. Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. They won't fight him. That's it. Not that he beat anybody. He had 8 title defenses, not 22. They would lie about how many title defenses the man had for a major championship belt. He had 8 of them, not 22. And he never beat anybody that was remotely close to going to the Hall of Fame. Come on, man. Stop that, dog. Oscar, let me tell you something. Canelo could be the best fighter in the world today and has a very, very good claim at that. Very solid claim at that. Whole bunch of people will say, yeah, I think he deserves to be pound for pound number 1 or whatever, right? He's the biggest draw in boxing right now, but you cannot run off a bunch of names of people Canelo Alvarez beat that are the only Hall of Famer that I know that the man fought is he lost to, and that's it. 1. And he lost to him. Now, I mean, I guess Shane Mosley or somebody like some old guys. Some old guy moving up from lightweight. But nah, stop that, man. He surpassed him. Man, shut up. I mean, first of all, no, he didn't. Oscar De La Hoya is way more popular than Canelo Alvarez is. When he fought, way more popular than Canelo Alvarez is. He made more money than Canelo Alvarez did. And he has a better legacy than Canelo Alvarez does. Oscar De La Hoya has Canelo Alvarez beaten in all of those. He was man, you better stop. Man, how old are you, man? Hey, let me ask you a question. Did he pass up Ali too? I just want to know. Hey, Christian, did Canelo Alvarez pass up Ali too? Since you're trying to have him pass up people? Did he pass up Sugar Ray Leonard too? He passed up Floyd Mayweather too, didn't he? Man, you better get out of here, bro. Man is not having any big fights, man. Y'all are wild with that, bro. Stop that. Has Gennady Golovkin, GGG, ever been dropped? I don't think he has. Much love in the super chat. I don't think he has. Not that I know of, anyway. I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to shame him for saying that. I can't believe you think. Dude, Canelo Alvarez is not as big as Oscar De La Hoya. It's not, man. Oscar De La Hoya literally. Oscar De La Hoya, huge. Oscar De La Hoya, much bigger, bro. Matter of fact, hold on, man. Man, Oscar De La Hoya was one of the Oscar De La Hoya. Man, come on, bro. And if he was fighting right now, definitely big. Anyway, for now, I like your role reversal take on Gennady Golovkin. I mean, on the real, yeah, exactly. I'll do the same thing that they did for Gennady and say, name somebody he beat. And you can't give me anybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya said, this is why Canelo won't fight Benavidez, Charlo, or Andrade. If he does win, you can come back with the exact argument you just made for Gennady Golovkin. It didn't stop him from fighting Gennady Golovkin. No, I'll say that about Bivol. I'm going to tell you, Danilo, I would not say that about Jermall Charlo. I wouldn't say it about Jermall Charlo. I would say he beat Jermall Charlo. A fight that I'm asking for. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it and say, oh, man, I really want to see this fight. I think that this guy can beat him and then turn around and not get a guy credit. First of all, I don't really even do that to guys. I don't really do that. And turn around and say, well, who is this guy fought? Who is that guy fought? I make my judgment off what I see in the ring. And Jermall Charlo is a contemporary of Canelo's. He's the same age, been in the same weight class. He's undefeated. That guy is somebody Canelo Alvarez should fight based off that. I'm not going to turn around and say that, oh, well, who was he beat? But I'm telling you, if you were to say Canelo Alvarez is one of the greatest fighters of all time because he beat Jermall Charlo, I'll be like, you're nuts. That's what I would say, absolutely. But that's not why you don't fight him. That's why you just wait for legacies to happen after the fact and not claim the man is one of the greatest fighters. Oh, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time, Canelo. Man, man, stop that. He's one of the best fighters there are right now. I'll tell you that. But Oscar De La Hoya, man, Oscar De La Hoya fought everybody, man. Oscar De La Hoya fought Bernard Hopkins. That is big, man. And that's big because Bernard Hopkins, you can say, what has Bernard Hopkins done? You can say, what has Shane Mosley done? A lot of the reasons why these fighters can't say that they've done stuff is because these guys are not fighting each other. Danilo Lopez. How much more credit do you want me to get a guy than to say the guy you can make an argument that he's the best fighter in boxing right now? That's a lot of credit, Danita. That's a lot of credit. Didn't I just say that's easy to make an argument that he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now, Danita? Is that not credit? That is credit. But if you're trying to tell me he did more than Oscar De La Hoya, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. If you try to tell me he's done more than Manny Pacquiao, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. If you tell me that he's done more than Floyd Mayweather Jr., I'm going to tell you you're wrong because I don't believe that's the case. He is going through a phase of his career while he's facing a bunch of Eastern European and UK fighters that I don't think are that good. I don't think they are. That's what he's chose. That's what he's doing right now. Up until he fought Gennady Golovkin, up until the Gennady Golovkin fight, no problems. But the last 2 years of his career have been filled with Yildirim, Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders. I don't even mind the Daniel Jacobs fight. And Caleb Plant. And now he's going to fight Dimitri Bivol. Man, come on, man. Just like Fernando Vargas said, I don't even know who that Vato is. Fernando Vargas was asked about the fight. He's like, man, what do you think about, man, look, first of all, Danito, he gets a lot of credit. You want that man to get, you want me to hoist that dude up on top of a pyramid or something. You want me to make a pyramid in his honor or something? Get up out of here, man. That dude did a good, his last fights are trash, bro. I mean, seriously. I need to see that, bro. Didn't he pass the torch to Floyd? Who passed the torch to Floyd? He got his ass whooped. Floyd took that torch. Pass it. Floyd took it. Floyd took that. But he was man enough to fight him. I'll tell you that. Oscar De La Hoya doesn't make no excuses. Oscar De La Hoya fought everybody except Winky Wright, because he's going to get handled by Winky Wright. Anyway, man, no on the Oscar De La Hoya thing. All right? Oscar De La Hoya was a very big boy, bro. I'm trying to tell you, he was easily the biggest name in boxing. Easily the biggest name in boxing when there were other big names in boxing. Okay? But, yeah, it is what it is, man. Though, you know what I mean? Crush 3 said, Floyd won 7 out of 12 rounds with Oscar. Man, Floyd won at least 10 rounds against Oscar. That wasn't no close fight, man. He beat Oscar the entire fight. Fight never in doubt, man. And chased the rematch to this day. Man, look, dude. Oscar De La Hoya. Jimmy Chin said, you know nothing about boxing. You just hate on fighters you don't like. Really? Oh, boo. I know nothing about boxing. But I guess you think that Oscar De La Hoya wasn't a big name fighter, huh? I think you think Canelo Alvarez is the first time this ever happened. You think Canelo Alvarez is bigger than every fighter that has ever been in boxing, and he has way better accolades than everybody else. Man, shut up. If you were not here in the 90s, then shut up. Because Oscar De La Hoya was obnoxiously big. Okay? Obnoxiously big. On a way bigger stage than Canelo. Oscar De La Hoya was fighting on HBO. HBO, which is way bigger than DAZN. Way bigger than DAZN. And it was bigger than Showtime is right now. It was huge. It was the biggest stage that there was in boxing, and he was the king of the biggest stage that there was in boxing. It's just what it is. And by the way, I liked Oscar De La Hoya after his career. I wasn't liking Oscar De La Hoya during his career, but I wasn't about to jump up there and say that dude was not huge. He was huge. Huge. And every bit and you won't even be able to find nobody in the 90s that are going to say that Canelo Alvarez is as big as Oscar De La Hoya. He's just not, man. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather Jr. got him. Manny Pacquiao didn't get him. Of the biggest names in fight boxing that there's been in my lifetime, you have Ali, you got Floyd Mayweather Jr., you got Oscar De La Hoya, or Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard. Right there. Those are the 5 guys right there. Ali, Floyd, Ali, probably Mike Tyson. Ali, Mike Tyson, and Floyd. You can switch between Mike Tyson and Floyd. Oscar De La Hoya and Sugar Ray Leonard. Those are the big boys. Lennox Lewis wasn't as big as any of those guys. Those are the big boys. Not Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis wasn't that big. Lennox Lewis had big fights. Roy Jones wasn't that big either. Roy Jones was never as big as Oscar De La Hoya. Roy Jones was there at the same time Oscar De La Hoya. A little bit before. He was the Olympics before Oscar De La Hoya. But Oscar De La Hoya was a bigger name, a bigger draw than Roy Jones Jr. No joke. Now, Roy Jones Jr. was a much better fighter, and everybody knew that he was number 1 pound for pound, but he wasn't selling tickets. He wasn't selling tickets like Oscar De La Hoya, man. He wasn't drawing crowds like Oscar De La Hoya. No, he wasn't. Never. And that's just the truth. He was not no way. Oscar De La, I'm trying to tell you, Oscar De La Hoya was huge, bro. Daryl Hamilton said, but somebody hacked my card, so I got to wait 3 to 5. Hey, man, much love, Daryl Hamilton. I appreciate the thought, brother. I'm going to gong you for the thought. And much love to everybody in the Super Chat and everybody in the Cash App. Oscar De La Hoya avoided the smoke with Costa Zoo. Nah, he didn't. Nah, he was already gone by that time. Oscar De La, first of all, Costa Zoo was there with Zab Judah. By the time Zab Judah got there, Oscar De La Hoya was already out and gone. Oscar De La Hoya is the 92 Olympics. He didn't duck, and that was at 140 pounds. Oscar De La Hoya didn't do, Oscar De La Hoya didn't, they're not at the same time. They were not at the same time. There are two different time frames. Costa Zoo and Oscar De La Hoya. Costa Zoo didn't fight Floyd. Because Costa Zoo got knocked out by Ricky Hatton, right? And had beaten Zab Judah. Zab Judah, Ricky Hatton, Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? And Costa Zoo, those guys are all in the same, those guys were in the same time frame. Oscar De La Hoya was right there with Sugar Shane Mosley and Felix Trinidad, which is a little bit before that. Nah, Floyd did not duck Costa Zoo, crush on 3. Costa Zoo got knocked out by Ricky Hatton. Costa Zoo got knocked out by Ricky Hatton. Before Floyd got to the weight class. And by the way, Costa Zoo was also fighting on Showtime at the time, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. was fighting over it on HBO. And to boot something else, Floyd would have beat the brakes off Costa Zoo and would have no problem with Costa Zoo. My man LeVar said, anybody who thinks Canelo is bigger than Oscar De La Hoya is under 30 and doesn't know much about boxing. Damn, he fought everybody, no ducks. Man, I'm trying to tell you, way bigger, man. Way bigger, bro. Way more exciting time, too. By the way, way more exciting time in boxing. He was the top of the welterweights. Man, Oscar De La Hoya made a golden era in the welterweights, man. He made a golden era. I'm telling you, dude. That was Oscar De La Hoya was the man during a golden era of the welterweight division. And he fought all those guys, man. And no, I did not like Oscar De La Hoya at all. I wanted Oscar De La Hoya to lose every fight. Because I was pissed that they gave him that fight over Pernell Whitaker that I thought he lost. But I know they robbed Pernell Whitaker in that fight. And I held it against Oscar De La Hoya. But Oscar De La Hoya also got robbed in that second fight, I think, against Shane Mosley. Because I think he beat Shane Mosley in that second fight. Ike Corte, man, it was a golden era. Devin Wester said Oscar was the biggest name in boxing since Tyson. That's what it is, man. That's just the truth, bro. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank y'all so much for the support, bro. Robert Robles said, hey, Martin, you missed one of my super chats to Terry Schmoot, Quincy Carter, Deborah, Reed, feet on the land comment. Okay, no doubt. I got you. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Robert Rose said, oh, TOG, some people talk before their brain is on. Is that what you meant? Some people talk before their brain is on. And what was it? Is that one? You talking about some people talk before their brain is on. Okay. Thanks, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. I'm sorry I missed that. And let me slide back, man. Make sure I put that on there. Yeah, man. Y'all bugging on that Oscar De La Hoya stuff. Oscar De La Hoya was the man, man. No joke. King of Kings. I miss King of Kings. King of Kings, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for that support. King of Kings. Man, Wiggy Wright was a good fighter, man. He was so tough, man. He was tough. It was hard to score his fights, though, man. Just Being E said he didn't pass the torch. Didn't he pass the torch to Floyd? I got that. Okay, I think I got everybody down there. Let me slide down here. And my man, Mike Kirkland, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support, bro. He said, you not lying about how big Oscar was. The machine was behind him big time. Yeah, man, big time. Much love in the super chat. Bro, I'm telling you, Literally, they are carbon copying Oscar De La Hoya's career with Canelo. Literally, dude. I'm trying to tell you, Ryan. That's why you think he signed with Golden Boy. He's with Golden Boy. He was literally Oscar De La Hoya's protege, man. Oscar De La Hoya, that's the same, and he brought him to HBO trying to make him the next Oscar De La Hoya, man. Come on, man. Look, just think. Look at the two guys. Look at how their career progressed, and I'm telling you, they're making an Oscar De La Hoya. The only difference is he, at this stage in his career, he's not fighting some of the guys that Oscar De La Hoya would have fought. But don't lunch. They're going to feed his ass to the wolves when the time comes. And y'all going to be, when the time comes, he's going to get fed to the wolves. That's how they do. And my man, LeVar, said, anybody who thinks Canelo is bigger, LeVar Aiken said, anyone who thinks Canelo is bigger than Oscar De La Hoya is under 30 years old and doesn't know much about boxing. Damn, he fought everybody with no ducks. I got you, brother, on that. I got you on that, man. Thank you so much for your support, bro. I definitely ain't trying to miss super chats. Thank you guys so much, bro. Keith Nolan back in that super chat. So, bro, he said, also, while on the subject, if Oscar fought a much closer fight with Floyd than Canelo did, I enjoyed that fight with Floyd and Oscar. Much love in that super chat, bro. My personal take, I think Oscar De La Hoya is a better fighter. My personal take is I think Oscar De La Hoya is a better fighter than Canelo. I think he's a better fighter than Canelo is. Personally. I think he was more well-rounded. But also, man, he's a little, and he got, the only thing I like better about Canelo is I like Canelo Alvarez's defense better than Oscar's. But, man, Oscar fought everybody, man. King of Kings said Oscar was born in America, flew the American flag, and got what is that? Into it with Canelo. That's a death sentence regarding the Mexican fans. Hey, man, it is what it is, bro. But they didn't like, man, these same dudes don't like, he got the same fan base. Oscar De La Hoya has the same fan base as Canelo. Same fan base. Fans act the same way. Trust me. Same way. You got more, man, saying anything bad about Canelo. Only difference between talking about Floyd. No, they do. Larry Smith is about the same fan base. It's Chicanos. That's what they say. My understanding is, what I've been told is that Canelo Alvarez's prime fan base are Chicanos. That there are a lot of people in Mexicans do not like him as much. They don't, because they think he's kind of a pretty boy. And they don't like him as much. That's what Robert Garcia said. Robert Garcia's like, yeah, they don't really like him a lot. A lot of Mexicans don't like him because they want somebody that's more like a Julio Cesar Chavez, who's going to drink beer with you and run women with you and do all kind of stuff like that. But, like I said, I'm not in the community. However, the fanboys, American fanboys, come on, man. He got a lot of them. You know what I mean? The Martin 9400 said, Fernando, a lot of fans from Mexico don't like Canelo. Yeah, they don't, and they don't like, and they didn't like Oscar De La Hoya either. They didn't like either one of them. And I know that was the case because when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., right? He fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., man. Canelo got a bunch of crap from that, man. A bunch of crap. They built way different. No. Crush the Legend. I don't mean physically that they're built the same way. I mean that their careers have been progressed the same way. Not that I don't mean that they're built, like physically built the same way. They don't have the same body type. Unless maybe Floyd got on steroids. I mean, not Floyd got on steroids. Unless maybe he got on steroids, which I don't think he's going to do. He didn't have a plan to do anytime, man. King of Kings said their fan base is mostly Americanized Mexicans. Yeah, and my understanding is that that's what Chicanos are. Mexicans from America, like Canelo. Canelo looks more like an Irishman than a Mexican. That's probably why the Mexicans don't like him. Hey, man, I don't know, man. He's a very, very good fighter, very, very talented fighter. No doubt about it, And Larry Smith said facts, but De La Hoya had more fans outside the Hispanic community. Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, look, I'm just trying to tell you. Oscar De La Hoya is a bigger name from the sense that I get. The sense that I get is that Oscar De La Hoya was a bigger name than Canelo. Because, dude, Canelo Alvarez is the biggest name in boxing right now. Okay? But it's not like it was with Floyd Mayweather Jr. There is no face of boxing right now. There is no guy that's like, yeah, I can't wait to see his next fight. I don't know any dude. Are you seriously, man? Are you looking forward to Canelo's next fight? Really? Are you looking forward to it? And that's not aside from who he's fighting. Are you looking forward to it? I'm not looking forward to it. It's not something, and I'm telling you, I can name at least 3 fights that are more highly anticipated than any fight Canelo could even get in. You know? That's not the face of boxing, bro. Yes, everyone, nah, dude, ain't everybody waiting on that dude's next fight, man. Believe it. Come on, man. That ain't no fight people are amped up to see. Anyway, Murad Simon said, yo, Fanan, how many great fights does a fighter need, in your opinion, to be considered an all-time great? Frazier, Ali, Frazier, Foreman, Liston, Leonard, the other 3 kings, etc. I don't think you can judge it unless you are in an era this is what I'll say. Much love in that super chat. I think you got to dominate. I think in order to become, first of all-time great is really, really tough. That's really, really tough. You know what I mean? Really, really tough. But, dude, I just think you need to be able to beat everybody around you, man. Just think you need to be able to beat everybody around you and have fights against fighters that have had great fights. And these guys, and be in an era where everybody, relatively speaking, everybody is fighting each other. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Everybody fighting each other is driven by the number one guy. Everybody fighting each other is driven by the number one guy. In the 1970s, all the heavyweights fought each other. Why? Because Ali fought everybody. Ali fought everybody. All of the top guys in the 1960s, in the 1970s, Ali fought all of them. Right? So you can say, what would he do against Frazier? What would he do against Foreman? What would he do? What would he do against Liston? What would he do against Patterson? What would he do against Williams? What would he do? Right? Even when he got old, what would he do against Holmes? We ain't too confident. He literally fought everybody, man, because he was the big name and he made all the fights. Ali made all the fights. He didn't turn down any fights. He made them all. And that made a golden era in the heavyweight division. He made the golden era. Ali, because he fought everybody. If Ali had decided not to fight these guys, it was like, no, I'm not fighting Foreman. I'm not fighting Foreman. I'm going to wait for Foreman to lose. And when Foreman loses, then I'll fight somebody else for another belt, right? He would have never had the Foreman fight, right? Ali wouldn't be Ali in a boxing sense if he hadn't fought Foreman. If he had not fought Frazier, he wouldn't have been Ali in a boxing sense if he didn't fight Frazier, if he didn't fight Norton, if he didn't fight my man, if he didn't fight Shavers, if he didn't fight even some of those other guys that were there, the middle tier type heavyweights, he fought those guys too. Right? Oscar De La Hoya, like Floyd. You look at Floyd, dude, Floyd fought Corrales. At that weight class, he fought Castillo, he fought Hatton, he fought Pacquiao, he fought De La Hoya, he fought Cotto, he fought Mosley, he fought Canelo. It's a golden era because Floyd fought all these guys. And yes, there's a couple guys he didn't fight, but you know what he would do again. He fought Juan Manuel Marquez. He fought all these guys at different weight classes. He fought these guys. That's what made that such a special time when Floyd was there. Manny Pacquiao, the same thing. Manny Pacquiao fought these guys. He fought Cotto. He fought Oscar De La Hoya. He fought Juan Manuel Marquez 4 times. He fought Morales 2 times. He fought these guys, man. You know what I mean? Even when he got older, he turned around. He fought Ugas, and he fought Thurman, and he fought Brawner. Those guys, those big names fighting these guys, is what made these guys memorable over the long term. What I'm saying is going on with Canelo is Canelo's not going to be remembered for fighting Bivol, fighting Bivol and Smith and Yildirim and Plant. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because you're going to have a bunch of, well, why didn't he fight this guy? He didn't fight Benavidez. He didn't fight Charlo. He didn't fight Andrade, right? He didn't fight Morrell. He didn't fight, right? If he's at 175, he didn't fight Beterbiev. That's not, you're not making a golden era by just you standing on top of the hill and telling everybody to stay off. I'm sitting on top of the hill. Yeah, I'm on top of the hill. Everybody get off my hill. And hey, you guy, you come on over here. I pick who I want. You come here, you get on my hill, and I get off my hill. Right? Come on, man. That's the difference. That's that when you say, how can somebody be an all-time great? You can look at Sugar Ray Robinson. Dude, of the people that they're there around the time he fought the guys. You know what I mean? That's what I think it is. If Canelo beats all those dudes, he becomes an all-time great because he beat everybody. He beat Charlo. He knocked out Charlo. He knocked out Andrade. He knocked out David Benavidez, right? He moved up and he beat Beterbiev, right? Because these are all the guys that people want to see him fight. And you can ignore it. He can ignore it. But dude, he hears it, right? You hear it. Otherwise, it wouldn't matter what Mike Tyson said about Jermall Charlo, right? Everybody that knows Canelo Alvarez and supports Canelo Alvarez knows about Jermall Charlo. Same thing that was going on with Anthony Joshua. Everybody, well, I'm the king of the hill. I'm Anthony. I do what I want. That's Anthony Joshua. But he's like, hold on, man. Everybody that knows you knows Deontay Wilder. What do you mean? If you had to name the guys that Canelo Alvarez should fight, Charlo's on the list of that, man. Clearly, he's on the list of that. You know what I mean? That's where I think I would say is there, right? Roy Jones Jr. Dude, Roy Jones Jr. fought Bernard Hopkins. He fought James Toney, right? He fought the guys that were there for him to fight. He even after he got over, he still came back and he fought Calzaghe. He fought Hopkins again. The dude, he was 50 years old. He fought Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of thing, man, that I think really makes where you can actually stand the test of time. You don't get to choose truly as a fighter who your competitors are, right? The fans can choose. The fans choose that, right? The fighter. And by the way, everybody's fighting guys that you don't know, whose name you don't know, right? You can't tell me there's any difference between Jermall Charlo fighting Selecki and Canelo Alvarez fighting Callum Smith. That ain't no difference in those fights. And you ain't no step up your competition, Canelo. No, why? Because Canelo's already on the top of the hill, right? He doesn't need to step up his competition. Any competition is good with him for his fan base, right? His fan base is going to be happy with anything. It's his not fan base that ain't going to be buying it when it's all said and done. And guess what? They make loud voices. When it's all said and done, they'll make a loud voice about it. Terry Schmoot. Terry Schmoot said, fantasy fight, Oscar De La Hoya versus Canelo, who you got? At 154, I got Oscar. At 160, I got Canelo. At 154, though, I got Oscar. Yeah, I don't know. Different weight, different size guys. A little bit bigger than Canelo's a little bit bigger. But I don't know, man. That fight could go either way, really. I don't know. It could go either way. Either way. Google said Rosie retrospection. Rosie retrospection. You look back in the history. Google Rosie retrospection. You mean looking things look better in hindsight than they did when you were there? Rosie like rose-colored lenses and looking past. Rosie retrospection. I'll do it. That's what it sounds like it means to me. Rosie retrospection refers to our tendency to recall the past more fondly than the present, all else being equal. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you got a full picture of it. Yeah, I know what that. Yeah, I can tell what Rosie retrospection was just off the words, brother. Rosie retrospection. Hey, look up Google con job. Hey, Google con job. Let me Google con job. Con job. Definition. Con job, an act or instance of lying or talking gullibly to convince others to get one's way. That con job. I like that. Rosy retrospection versus con job. Much love in that super chat, bro. Yeah, like Errol. I mean, dude, Errol, see, like, that's a perfect example, like Errol Spence is doing. Dude, when Errol Spence Jr. right now, you're not going to be able to say he didn't fight anybody in that weight class. He's going to be like, hey, he fought everybody in that weight class. Larry Lopez said Oscar was as popular as Roy Jones. He was more popular than Roy Jones. He was more popular than Roy Jones. Not as popular as Roy Jones. He was more popular than Roy Jones. Blacksmith Ross in that super chat. Pacquiao gets more credit for fighting all comers, but Canelo not fighting all comers. Facts, and sorry it hurts. Canelo is fighting paper champs. I mean, it is what it is. You can't say, man, dude. Money Team said walking on thin lines. What do you mean, Money Time, walking on thin lines? What's walking on thin lines? I don't know what you mean by walking on thin lines. I got Gotti knocking out Taylor. Oh, wow. Gotti knocking out Taylor. Wow. I got Taylor over Gotti. I got Taylor over Gotti. Christian Stevens said, Fanon, who are today's boxers you favor to go into the Hall of Fame? Canelo, Deontay Wilder, Canelo, Tyson Fury, Canelo, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Terrence Crawford. If Manny Pacquiao's not already in there, obviously Manny Pacquiao. Monster Inoue. That's about it. No, I don't think Sean Porter and Danny Garcia are going to get in. Not Tank Davis off what he's done so far. Tank's got to up it a little bit. Tank's got to up it. Devin Haney's never going to get the fights. Devin Haney's never going to get the fights. Devin Haney's probably going to get, I'm not going to say never. I don't want to put that on him for sure. But yeah, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. Of the ones that I think are going to go, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua, Usyk, Joshua, Lomachenko, Inoue, Rigondeaux, Gennady Golovkin. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough on Gennady Golovkin. Hell no, not Linares. It's going to be tough on Gennady Golovkin, I think. I think when everything's said and done, it's going to be tough on Gennady Golovkin to get in. Maybe Nonito Donaire. Nonito Donaire's got a possibility to get in. If I was voting. Sean Porter, maybe. But it's going to have to be some gritty stuff. Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, my girl from they got beat by Jessica McCaskill, whose name for some reason is skipping my mind right now. There's some women that are going to get in there. I think they're going to get in there. Amanda Serrano. I think Amanda Serrano's got a real shot at it. Man, what's her name? Cecilia Brækhus. Yeah, Cecilia Brækhus. Like that. Oh, I think he's good, man. They say he's back, man. I think he's fine. I think that he's recovering. My understanding is that he's recovering. He's got some burns on his faces, but he's recovering. Yeah. I don't know about Alyssa Baumgardner. I think, she just got her first belt. Wait a little bit on Alyssa Baumgardner. That Christian dude is timing everybody else. Timing out everybody else. Hey, Christian, why are you timing out everybody, man? Hey, Christian, are you timing people out? Just let me know, man, in the chat. Are you timing out people, Christian? Hold on one second. Yeah, all right. You know what it is, brother. I'm sorry, bro. Do. Yeah, that's where we go. That's what happens. You trust people. You trust people, and then they do it. Hold on one second. Such a problem too, bro. Fucking jackasses. Anyway, always, but it's not a problem. It'll happen. All right. See you later, Christian. Bye-bye. Nah, I got his wrenches. He's out of here. I got his wrench. I got his wrench. See you, Christian. Anyway, Rasal, much love in that super says, peace, Fanon. Just wanted to spread the love, bro. It's been a while, bro. Have you ever heard of that throwback middleweight name, Lamar Parks from South Carolina? I have not, man. I'll go look him up. Man, much love, Rasul Sabor. I've not, brother. Yeah, my bad, man, on that. I figured that would be him. I figured it, but I kept a promise, and it is what it is. They show their true colors. Hey, Paul, get much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support, bro. Paul Gatlin said, I got Floyd, the greatest of all time. We can't blame Floyd for the era. He was in, he never lost, and made the most of it look easy. Yeah, man, that's fair, man. I would say that Floyd's the best that I've seen at those smaller weight classes. Floyd's a man, no doubt about it, brother. And my man John Boy said, good show, fam. Thank you, brother. So much love for that super chat, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got him out of here, man. I took his wrench. He said, no more wrenches. People got timed out. God dang. Well, he didn't block him, so it is what it is, man. Just a jackass. Yeah, I like to support, you know what it is. But nah, no more wrenches for cats, man. Sorry. For now, man, the hate you get is unreal. Oh, yeah, it is. Because they're idiots. It's tough on them, man. It's tough. Really, no joke. Because you got a lot of people they're just hypocrites. A lot of dudes are some people don't know what they're talking about. Some people are just stone cold hypocrites. And they get emotional because you know that you can't get out of what I'm saying. What I'm saying I'm not being biased. I'm being very, very truthful and being very, very fair, bro. Giovanni Walker said, oh, my bad, Giovanni, let me slide back. Actually, let me go over here and reset this and go to Giovanni Walker said, putting in the color chat this morning. Hey, Giovanni, much love in that super chat, bro. To my man, Giovanni Walker. Right, that was right before Rasul Sabor, so I can go pull that up. That's not too long ago. My bad, man. Let me give you that shine, brother. Giovanni Walker said, putting my color in the chat this morning. Much love in that super chat to my man, Giovanni Walker, brother. Thank y'all for that color in that chat, brother. Mike Kurgan said, what about Gary Russell Jr.? I don't think he's going to make it to the Hall of Fame, brother. I don't think he is because of inactivity. You know what I mean? Animaniacs Reactions Review said, who makes you goated in boxing? It's just people's opinion. It's just your opinion. This is sports talk, Animaniacs Reactions and Reviews. Yeah, clown time me out, my bad. Well, he's out now. And if he shows his face, he'll get blocked. And actually, I wonder if I could block him. I think I can. I wonder if I could block you just by doing that. Anyway, hey, Freddie Minez, Martin out to work. Time to save lives. Hey, man, Freddie, much love in that super chat, brother. Have a good day at work, bro. Have a good day at work. For now, I don't feel safe either before they block me. Give me a wrench, brother. Sorry about that, Derek Darnell. I ain't doing the wrenches no more, bro. Not doing it. I'm taking wrenches away is what I'm doing. I'm going to go in there today, and I'm snatching wrenches. So, not doing it, brother. You guys are some scumbags. Not you, because I don't know if it's you. But seriously, Too many of you guys are just straight up scumbags. And you know what I mean? Just want to ruin people's time. Out there like just trying to, you know, trying to disturb people and make their lives just a little unpleasant. You know what I mean? It's like, man, what can I do today just to make sure that I can make your day just a little bit more unpleasant? No, thank you, brother. You know what I mean? I am done with that. I've got my wrenches. Trust me. King of Kings in that super chat, brother. Let me back up and get that King of Kings. Said, hey, it's lesson learned for Nan. Much love in that super chat to my man King to King. Like they said, hey, lesson learned for Nan. Yeah, I mean, I've learned that lesson before. That ain't a problem. It has happened before, bro. It's happened before. That's not new. I expect that to happen, you know? However, because you know what I'd rather do? If there's a legitimate person that comes by the chat that I like to talk to and want to have good conversations with, I'd rather make sure that one legitimate person has a wrench and make a mistake on a guy that is going to turn around and be an idiot and have to correct that one mistake. You know what I'm saying? I would rather that, because over time you get a lot of people that are really decent people that you can really talk good boxing about. You know what I mean? Like Danilo Lopez. So far, Danilo Lopez ain't fired everybody, right? He ain't necessarily agreed with me, but he ain't fired everybody. That's a Canelo fan. You know what I mean? So I do want a legitimate Canelo Alvarez fan who just thinks I'm full of shit to continue to come by the chat, you know, because it's a good conversation to be had. So, but so for every Christian, trust me, I get it right 5 times for every time I get it wrong. And they're not really causing that much damage. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of having to correct it real quick. Dang, my man in that super chat, man, Tran Stokes in that Cash App, brother. Wow. Thank you so much for that support, brother. I'm giving you the luck of the Irish today. Thank you so much, brother, for that Cash App. And my man, Jason McClain's, much love in that Cash App, brother. Luck of the Irish to you, because that's what I got out of it. Luck of the Irish to you. It's educated from my man, Educated Jab in the building. Much love in that Cash App, brother. Thank you so much for the support, bro. Oh, you missed my super chat, OG. Get Christian Rodriguez out. Oh, I got Christian Rodriguez out. I got him. Let me make sure that this is the name of the guy that I put. Oh, I got Christian Rodriguez out. He's gone. You know what I mean? Christian Rodriguez is gone. Deborah Booker in that super chat. What's going on? Hey, I can call you sweetie. What's going on, Deborah? How you feeling today? What's happening with you? What's happening with you? What's happening with you? You know? Oh, by the way, Terry Schmoot is the official Give Him a Wrench coordinator. I'm going to now appoint to ask Terry Schmoot, because it used to be my man Gregory Wyatt that used to do it, but I haven't seen Gregory Wyatt in a long time. That's my dude. Since I went on hiatus. But Terry Schmoot, will you take the offer of being the official wrench giver? Terry Schmoot, I think, is going to be the official wrench giver. If I don't hear it from Terry Schmoot, I ain't giving it. All right? Because Terry, he said, oh, man, thank you, King, for not. Hey, man, that's my man. Terry, you my guy, dude. No joke, bro. You accept? All right, so it's official. You better ask Terry for a wrench, because I ain't giving no wrenches. If Terry asks for, but you know what's going to happen now, Terry? You are going to there's going to be so many Terry Schmoots in the chat. There's going to be Terry Schmoot after Terry Schmoot after Terry Schmoot and Blacksmith Ross. Oh, I'm going to do it to him. You can also ask Blacksmith Ross. Him and Blacksmith Ross. If Blacksmith Ross says it, because that's my guy, Rocksmith. And my man John Boy in that chat, he said, hey, idiot, hey, player hater, hate on this. I'm loving that super chat, brother, because you know that's what it is. So I got 2, him and Blacksmith Ross. Terry Schmoot is here every day. Blacksmith Ross is here every day. So if y'all say, hey, man, get this man a wrench, I'll give you a wrench. Other than that, dog, if they say snatch the wrench, I'm snatching the wrench. Now I'll probably let you get the wrench. Yeah, somebody got it. Yeah, anyway, you get my point. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all, hold on a second. I'm going to go a little long today, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. I am going a little bit long today because I can do that. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, I'm back. My bad. Bring back AJ. Hey, man, AJ, I wish I could get AJ. Hey, actually, you know what? I'm going to unblock AJ, bro. Hopefully AJ will. If AJ can hear this, dog, I'm unblocking you, AJ. I don't like blocking AJ, Devin Haney fans, bro. No joke. Because I agree with Devin Haney fans on most stuff. But honestly, though, I ain't had as nearly as much Devin Haney drama since AJ ain't been around. But I'll get AJ out of there, man. Hold on. I don't think he's coming back, though. I think he really took that personal. I think he took it very personal. But hold on a second. Let me. All right. Oh, AJ is AJ is a mod. Wow, but he got blocked. He's a mod that got blocked. Or is that something else? Oh, no, he's not. There he is. All right, AJ, I got AJ unblocked. If AJ comes back, yeah, I unblocked AJ. I didn't want AJ blocked to begin with. That was my bad. I should have never blocked AJ. No joke. Let me roll back a little bit, man. Yeah, I got Christian Rodriguez up out of there, dog. TJ Harden said, hey, no wrench needed. Long live Mr. Unbiased. Thank you, TD Harden. I'm trying to tell you that's what I am. Not them other clowns. They claim it. They just calling you the N-word when they say unbiased. That's all that is. These biased boxing channels. King of Kings said, tell Terry Schmooth stop ducking Devin Haney. Hey, Terry, stop ducking Devin Haney, bro. Blacksmith Ross said, I got your back, Fanon. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, because Terry Schmoot, I know, knows the troll when he's the troll. That's my favorite troll, bro. Hey, getting back to the old me. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, man. Javier Martinez said, wise choice choosing Terry Schmoot as the wrench provider. Yeah, I'm going to do that, bro. And Larry Smith said, I'm definitely biased, bro. Hey, you know what it is. I tell you, look, man. I got so sick of people calling me biased for every opinion that I have. I decided I'm going to be truly unbiased. I'm not going to be unfairly prejudiced against anybody. And you know how you do that? You have to have a standard that you apply equally to everyone. If somebody is if you're never mistreat somebody, then you can't be biased. Because being biased means you're being unfair. Unfair. That is the root of bias, is unfair. An unfair prejudice against someone. If you treat people fairly, you are not biased. So if I hold Devin Haney to the same standard that I hold Gary Russell Jr. to, I'm not being biased because I'm not being unfair. I have a standard that I'm applying equally to both people. If you want to know who's biased, wait for somebody to be unfair to someone. Unfair. Unfairly biased. You cannot be unfairly prejudiced against. If you are fairly prejudiced against somebody, which I don't know how you can be, but if you're fairly prejudiced, if you're not unfair at all, you can't be biased. So, and I'm telling you, I'm unbiased, truly unbiased. I'm not holding people upset if somebody thinks, okay, yeah, I know that Mexicans are going to support Mexican fighters, and I have no problem with that. But yet I have a problem with black people supporting black fighters. That's being biased, you clown. That's being biased, clown. If you're not willing to say that Mexicans that support Canelo because he's Mexican are biased and wrong, don't turn your little short, stubby fingers and point at black people for doing the same thing. You're being biased. If it's okay for UK fight fans to support fighters from the UK, then it should be perfectly okay for American fight fans to support Americans just because they're American. And if you don't believe that, if you think it's okay for them but not for them, you're being a hypocrite. You're being unfair. Right? You're being biased. No, but look, watch T saying unfair can be subjective. It can, but not if it's consistent. If it's consistent and it's subjective, but it's consistent, it's not being unfair. Fair is doing the same thing, looking at things equally. If you apply the same standard to two similar situations, you could be wrong, right? Your standard may be off, but at least your standard is consistent. You're not being unfair. If, say, for example, and I'll give you an example of that. Okay, I'll give you an example using the death penalty. All right? I do not believe in it. Well, actually, I don't even know what I think about the death penalty now. I used to not believe in the death penalty. At this point in time, I don't know. I have to re-examine the issue. However, if I say I don't believe in the death penalty at all, and then I say, but unless it's a black dude, right? If you don't, then you're like, you don't believe in the death penalty unless it's a black dude. That's unfair, right? If I say I don't believe in the death penalty and I just don't believe in it either one, you can say you're wrong. Your standard is wrong. There's nothing wrong with the death penalty, right? But you can't tell me I'm being unfair because I will apply that standard to everybody in every circumstance equally. So there is, even in something that's subjective, you can be if you have it, because your standards and what you think is right and wrong a lot of times are subjective, right? Boxing is very, very subjective, but the standard that you hold to people to, if you hold one guy to one thing, it's like Canelo. For you to tell me Canelo Alvarez ain't got to fight, he can fight anybody he wants to, and there's no problem with that. But then you turn around and say Jermall Charlo can't fight anybody he wants to. There's something wrong with that. Come on. Jermall Charlo is a millionaire. Jermall Charlo's making big money, right? Fighting guys. He's probably going to make over $1 million fighting this guy Selecki. If he does that 10, 12 more times and he watches his money, he ain't got to fight anybody that he don't want to fight, right? So if you're going to say Canelo doesn't have to fight anybody but who he wants to fight, then give Jermall Charlo the same credit. Say, yeah, man, as long as he has enough money in the bank and he's satisfied with what his career is and where he's going with his legacy, hey, man, so what? He can fight whoever he wants to fight, right? That'd be holding Jermall Charlo to the same standard of Canelo. Hey, John Boy said, I'm only giving Asian people a wrench. Hey, that's what's up. Do that. Much love in that super chat, brother. Do that. That's what I'm talking about. Charles Stevenson said, don't forget the super chats. I won't. I'm going to go right to them, make sure that I didn't miss any and read the last several of them just in case I did miss them. Charles Stevenson said, boxing in all aspects was greater back then. No doubt about that. Charles Stevenson, that super chat, brother. Much love, brother. And my man, getting back to the old me. Much love in that super chat, brother. Okay, and I got you. That's Charles Stevenson who's super chat that I missed, man. My bad, Charles Stevenson. I definitely missed yours. Let me rule. But yeah, unfair is subjective. It is subjective. No doubt about it. Which is why it's very hard to call somebody biased. And they act like it's a fact. You know what I mean? That's why I'm telling you, when they use things and they call you like you're just biased. You're hating. And that's subjective. You don't agree with me. It's fine, but I'm not biased. And I don't believe I'm biased. I think I'm being very fair. You know what I mean? My man, Blacksmith Ross, back in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for your support. Said you're hitting great points. Mayweather, Pacquiao, Roy Jones, and Tyson all fought all who trash talk and wanted to get him. Canelo needs to fight all comers. Much love in that super chat, bro. I mean, I'm telling you, to be fair, if you think Jermall Charlo is in the wrong for fighting Selecki and not upping his competition, then you got to say that about anybody, man, that does somebody that you don't want to fight. I don't like the Selecki fight. My only thing is I know full well he tried to make better fights and got turned down. Same thing as Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Same thing as Devin Haney. Devin Haney tried to get a fight with George Kambosos. It's not happened yet. If he has to fight somebody else, I'm not going to turn around and say, Devin Haney, you need to hold yourself accountable and get better competition. Right? See what I mean? That's where I am on it. If Devin Haney couldn't get the fight with Teofimo Lopez, he fought George, what's his name? Linares, right? It's like, man, yeah, I would have rather, he has to fight Linares. I think that's a crap fight. You need to hold yourself responsible. You need to hold yourself accountable, Devin. Accountable for, and his retort would be accountable for what? I tried to fight these guys, they wouldn't fight me. Right? So that's what I'm saying. And I literally hear people saying the same thing. Same people will say Devin Haney is ducked. Turn around and say that Jermall Charlo, who just got ducked, needs to hold himself accountable and and make sure he gets these fights done. You know what I mean? It's like, man, come on, dude. If you're going to rah-rah for somebody, you know what I'm saying? You're going to rah-rah with somebody. He said, I like the Linares fight. I didn't. Linares got knocked. Linares is a punching bag. He can look good for a couple rounds. He's going to get beat. You know what I mean? I didn't mind the fight because it's not the good fight that I want. But Linares, come on, man. Linares been knocked out 3 times. 4 times. Something like that. How many times Linares been knocked out? I lost count on how many times he got knocked out. Yuriokas Gamboa, dude. Yuriokas Gamboa just got knocked out by Tank. He got knocked out by Terrence Crawford. He got knocked out by Robin Hood, whatever Robin Hood's. I forgot what Robin Hood's name was. You know what I mean? The Mexican dude, the Mexican journeyman knocked him out, man. You know what I mean? So it's just like people get real subjective. You mean get real, inconsistent with the standards that they apply to people, And it is what it is, though. Y'all free to do it, and I'm free to point it out. Just don't come near me calling me biased and act like there's something wrong with me. Man, Tyrone in the building. What's going on, man? How you feel? Say good morning, Fanon to Don. Let's talk this boxing. Yeah, man, I'm overcooking it today. I'm overcooking it a little bit today. Luck of the Irish to you. Luck of the Irish to you, brother. Luck of the Irish to you. Luck of the Irish to ye. Said I keep slipping and calling Martin old man. You can call me old man. That's cool. I'm an old man. I don't mind. Whatever, dog. I made it. You know what I'm saying? You can call me an old man. It does not offend me, dude. Because I'm gonna be an old man eventually. I've always found it easier to accept it ahead of time. You know what I mean? Y'all just remember when y'all get old, all that crap you talk about old people. When your ankles start hurting and that weight ain't coming off as easy as it used to. When your hair starts creeping on back, and you got some young boy looking at you talking smack that don't know shit, you remember. That's what you said to the other dudes. You'll be right there. Oh, man, I remember when old man Johnson used to tell me that, God dog it, man, I thought he was wrong, but now here I am with my son acting an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, T. Woodland said, I may have missed something. Why is it so hard to make this Kambosos-Haney fight? Because Kambosos wants more money. First of all, because Kambosos don't want to lose. My personal opinion is I don't think that they're trying to offer a lot of money for that fight. Dude, that's what I think. I think that they are not trying to offer a lot of money for that fight. And there's more money. They think that there's more money in the Lomachenko fight. So they're going to try to make the Lomachenko fight. That's simple. And on top of it, he's going to lose to Devin Haney. For sure. He's going to lose to Devin Haney. Hey, my man John Boy said, bro, we close to the same age. Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, it is what it is, I got a lot of older dudes in the chat, brother. What do you call it? Hold on one second. Charles Stevenson said, you missed my super chat. Hold on one second, Charles Stevenson. He said, boxing in all aspects was greater back then. Much love in that super chat, Charles Stevenson. Stevens, not Stevenson. And let me see if I can roll back a little bit and see if I can get it. And thank you for telling me, because I definitely don't mean it. You guys are the ones that keep the chat going, bro. No joke. Let me slide back just a little bit. John Boy said he only gets, there you go. Charles Stevenson said boxing in all aspects was greater back then. Hey, man, I don't get this prima donna stuff, man. But we also get to talk about, Charles Stevenson, I got you now, brother. Thank you so much for your support, man. That's huge. Thank you. I definitely ain't in the business of trying to miss your super chats, brother. Thank you so much for your support, man. As the Kambosos knows he's going to lose those belts, so he's trying to get the most he can make. Yeah, exactly, man. No joke about it, bro. Team Haney said they offered the same thing Loma did. No, he didn't. He said he would take the same deal that Loma had, is what he said. I'll take the same deal that Loma had. He said he'll take the same money. But, dude, he's going to take the Lomachenko fight, man, before he takes the Devin Haney fight. It's a bigger name fighter. It's a bigger name fighter on an American network with more exposure. And he's going to lose either way it goes. Javier said, Fanon, hugging Haney will never get a decision in Kambosos in Australia. Yeah, I mean, man, it'll be tough, bro. It'll be tough, man. It'll be tough to get a decision over Kambosos. But, I mean, look, dude, Lomachenko's a bigger name. ESPN is a bigger network, right? And could increase his can really increase his profile a lot if he wins. Fighting on the zone is not going to do that for him, you know? However, we'll see. Looks like Kambosos is hiding. I don't know, man. Maybe Kambosos is just making a career decision and Devin Haney hasn't done enough. And Devin Haney needs to hold himself responsible and make somebody else fight him. I'm sorry, man. I'm telling you, I can't help myself with that stuff, man. Y'all are some funny dudes when it comes to that, man. At least Don King made the fights. Oh, you know he did. Yeah, someone timed me out. Oh, my bad, Charles Stevenson. Yeah, it's probably that one dude, man. Charles, you laughing. I'm just telling you, man, I'm going to rub it in your faces forever. Do not think I will not do that. I'm going to rub that in y'all double standard in y'all faces for a long time. That, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, that's the only beef I have with AJ. Devin Haney fans got a standard for Devin Haney. Some of you, not everybody. Some Devin Haney fans got one standard for Devin Haney and a different standard for everybody else. At that point in time, I'm like, look, man, I can't ride with that. All right. Fanon, would you say Canelo is bigger than Anthony Joshua? Yes, absolutely. JT, absolutely I would. Yes. Yes. He's bigger than Anthony Joshua. Because and you know why? Because he's more of a real deal than Anthony Joshua. He's a better fighter than Anthony Joshua. Canelo Alvarez is the real deal and could actually get through fights. Canelo Alvarez is good enough a fighter to get through fights against guys that he should beat and actually beat them. Anthony Joshua is not good enough a fighter to beat guys that he should beat. He's just not. Anthony Joshua is not that good. He's not that good. Where Canelo Alvarez is legitimately a top-notch fighter. You know, and that again is being fair to Canelo. Canelo is a legitimate top-level fighter. I mean, as far as the people around him. Anthony Joshua was more manufactured than Canelo Alvarez is. I mean, man, that dude was straight manufactured. Zion Clark said, yo, Fanon, serious question. I'm young and wasn't around for the Don Ink era. What are all the gripes? What did he do? He made a lot of fight. His fight cards were deep. Oh, the gripe with Don King? I don't even want to get into that. That Don King was doing what he did better than other people were doing it. He was better at making fights and promoting fights and being a crook than the other crooks that were out there. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think he did. He was running the top guy in boxing, and HBO didn't like that. And when they switched to HBO dropped Don King and went with Bob Arum. That's what I think. So now you have somebody that makes little fights, skimming off the top of little fights, and blocking a lot of fights from happening. Terry Schmoo said, hit that Fanon, hit my brother D Rick with a wrench. Salute to you, brother. D Rick, hey man, put a comment in the comment section. And Terry, I'm hold on, man. I got a Terry Schmoo. Don, is that the same Terry Schmoot? I got to check my Terry Schmoots with my wrenches. Hold on, brother. I got to look over here and go down here. Who trolled me? No, I knew that. There you go, bro. There you go. Aha! I'm only going to believe it if it's in a wrench, friend. All right? So since you think people are stupid, brother, Terry Schmoot Jr., so let me thank you for that $5. Thank you for that $5, you dummy. Thank you for that $5, dummy. I'm not taking it from a super chat from him. I'm going to take it from a wrench where I literally see the wrench that says Terry Schmoot's name on that, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Bro, are you serious? Bro, are you... Hold on. Let me go over here where there's a clear wrench next to people's names. We're doing all right. I'm going to get you, Fanon. There you go. That's what I thought. Yeah, you going to sucker me, huh? Yeah, you going to sucker me eventually, huh? I'm trying to tell you, man, these boys right there, dog. This man, I already told you better go talk to Terry. Hey, say A for effort, bro, and thank you for that $5, bro. Thank you. Oh, yeah, let me see. Thank you, dummy. He don't even, hey, nah, Donita Lopez. He don't get no A. He don't get no A for effort. I'm not taking no super chat with your name on that. How many times you think, how many times you think I'm gonna fall for the same? I never fell for it the first time, dude, dummy. Terry Schmoo got a wrench. He said, here's the real me. Can't believe this, fam. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you, these guys pay top dollars to try to troll me, man. I told you there's a purpose for trolls in the world, man. They will pay. For now, I see this come. And man, of course, as soon as I said it's going to be him and it's going to be your boy. And because it's like I got 50 King Judas. King Judas supported me heavy one day, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of King Judas. They're scumbags, man. I'm telling you. That's why I have no respect for any of y'all. But I like you, dummy, paying me money for it, though. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the chat. Hey, JT said, for Don King was literally a household name, just like the fighters. Yeah, man, Don King was a traditional promoter, and his stuff kind of faded out when they went to networks. That's kind of what that was. But look, man, I got to get up out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat. Much love to everybody in the super chat. I so much appreciate you guys. And with that, I might say, Tim Witherspoon made $1 million a fight and took home a total of $1 thanks to Don King. Hey, man, I would not be surprised. Much love in that super chat. Much love to everybody that supported in the chat today. And with that, I'm out. Deuces. And thank you for that $5, dummy. Oh, John Boy, my bad. He said, damn, just cost me about another 10. Much blame, man, John Boy. In the end of the chat, brother, thank you so much for that support, John Boy. Shout out to all the Asians in the building. That's what's up. But look, I got to get up out of here. I'm going to holla at you. Peace. Y'all have a great day, too. That was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun today. And thank you to everybody that supported in the super chat and everybody that supported in the Cash App. Thank you guys so much. And with that, we out. Deuces.